Yeah, we're back to the that intro there, Darcy. You seem more Shadowrun-esque. I thought you might appreciate that. Alright, we're gonna just get going as soon as I figure out all the buttons. There's gotta be some buttons somewhere. What the heck? Let's go. Hey Internet, my name is Todd. I hope everybody can hear and see and all of this. I'm excited to be back. We're gonna be playing some Shadowrun today. So welcome everybody around the table. My name's Todd. I'm gonna be the GM. That's right, GM. For those who haven't played Shadowrun before, picture... Well, what would you call it? I'm just curious to see what the rest of the table thinks Shadowrun is.
Cyberpunk, but with magic and dragons.
Good description.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
Cyberpunk meets Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
So that's basically what this is, and it is a heavy load system. If you follow all the rules, which I don't. So I'm just gonna let everybody know that I'm gonna do a fair amount of hand waviness just to keep things moving. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing today. And if Internet, you want to chat at us, I believe it will say hello in the chats if you want to drop in at any point, and you can also influence our game. But first, let's go around the horn and say...
SideQuests
Hey, there we go.
Live
It does work.
said, WTF.
Why the face? All right, so let's go around and meet everybody. This music is way too... We got to get pumped up a little bit here. So let me just turn that on. Oh, by the way, all the music is
the
Creative
fantasy
Commons.
music ain't gonna work for you, man.
No. Well, it might. I mean, it is fantasy as well as cyberpunk.
Not
so
that
much.
fantasy.
Tonight is for the trog rock and the uns and the dubstep. All right, so let's go around the table. I'm really excited. We've actually got two of our... I'm actually curious to see who's going to watch us. We've got our two regular viewers over here. We got Yowfin and Gemini joining us. So let's start over with Yowfin. How's it going?
Oh, it's going.
Nice. Welcome to the table. We've done some other video games before, but we've never done an RPG together.
Oh yeah. We did the Elite, I think. A couple others, maybe.
Absolutely.
And, I'm curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, me too. And then
I'm a forever GM for Shadowrun, so it's like, I get to play now.
You know my pain.
What bad ideas can I come up with this time?
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens tonight. It is, of course, a holiday game, not our usual night. We're on a Tuesday, so we're going to be playing a little... you'll see what I got on my sleeve. Anyway, so who are you going to be playing tonight?
I am playing a character name that goes by the name of something or other that I keep forgetting it.
I think it's Dino. Yeah.
Its original name is Denny D'Agostino. It's
Nice.
Fomori, which is a meta variant of a troll. They're usually the ones, when it comes to putting a troll in front of the camera, the Fomori is usually the first ones they do because we're less rough looking.
You're
We still
pretty
have
troll.
the tusks. More camera friendly, I think would be the better term for it.
A little less creature of nightmare.
Yeah, a little more slender, but a little taller. He is a chamois.
Oh, right. I
Yeah.
put the wrong thing down. I'm sorry. I put Street Sam, but he's a street...
I'm a street chamois.
Street shaman. So I'm just going to
Yeah.
switch that real fast.
Gemini's the street Sam.
Right. So there we go. I just had to update that.
He's essentially been told by the other... He belongs to what's called the Neo-Tribals, and they kind of populate around Redmond and whatnot. And he's pretty much been told, you need to go find your own way before
Nice.
you become, part of the Elder Shaman's assistants. Like, you need to find your own way, and when you get that figured out, then you can come back.
Walk in the world a little while.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, we'll get to know Dino a little bit more as we dive in today. Let's go around to Gemini. Are you there, Gemini?
Yep.
Nice. Well, I've already commissioned Darcy. You can see his head down. He's busy doing some art for you, I think. Thanks, Darcy. So you're getting some...
To be fair, I didn't give him much of a description, so whatever he comes up with is A-okay with me.
It's literally going to be a scratched-in smiley face. So tell us a little bit about who you're bringing to the table today there, Gemini. And welcome to the stream, by the way.
Thank you. I'm bringing in Charles Hathorne. People just know him as Sharps, after the Sharps rifle.
Oh,
It's
nice.
a little bit old school. I won't get too much into his background. He's mainly just been a sinless merc ever since his adulthood, so he bounces from place to place.
Now, just to let people know who might not be too familiar with the game, sinless, I'm sure you have lots of sins, but what you mean by sinless is, of course, a non-identity person caught between all the
Sin
megacorps and... Well, same thing in life.
Is SIN.
Yeah.
Social identification number. If you don't have a SIN, you can't legally vote, can't legally own property.
You basically don't
do a
exist.
whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. You are a second-class citizen.
At best.
At best.
Absolutely. So you are a sinless merc with a skill for shooty, stabby, killy.
Yep, I put holes in people.
Nice. You should wear that as a t-shirt. I kind of want that as a t-shirt. I put holes in people. Nice.
I'll walk into the post office with it.
Although, keep in mind, he only has charisma of 1, so he's not going to be doing any negotiating.
Well, let's hope that Darcy's ready for when it's his turn to do the talky talk. You do the shooty shoot. All right, let's keep going around the horn. Bela, welcome back to the table.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. Now, I actually have no idea what your character's name is.
Yeah. So I'm playing Bliss.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see in the Roll20 her spelling.
Oh, I didn't see that. How do you spell it?
EL155.
Nice.
Very good.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very cool. Let me just fix that then. We got it. BL. It almost looks like Buzz, actually, as well.
It could possibly be. Who knows?
Hey,
So,
there we go.
yeah. Bliss is a human technomancer.
Oh, I think. Yep.
Who is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I heard Technomancer, and I was like, ooh, that's a new class.
Technomancer.
She sweet talks computers.
Yeah.
Baby.
Come on, darling. Do as I ask.
Come on, baby.
Nice. That might be canon now.
Way. But yeah, she's I think we made her, if I remember correctly, when we were creating her, we made her a Jibway, which is kind of funny.
That's cool.
Because you wanted, I was gonna possibly speak some Anishinaabe, but
God is always welcome at my table anytime you feel comfortable.
Not tonight, because like me, she is very new to this game. So she's going to be a little stumbly because I think me as a player is going to be very stumbly. So yeah, but she's...
all good. We got to have the newbie runner. Although maybe you were big in where you were from and now you're in Seattle and it's all like...
No, not at all. She's, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, but she is
clearly
on debt. She's on debt from, I believe it was an uncle.
That's right.
Is a gambler, and so they took her as debt payment, and she's been doing that for a couple of years now.
All right, and so she's
Can we get that faction name?
I think it was the electric.
I forgot it.
Electric something. It was like the Electric Knights or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was, I think, essentially a gang that probably has mostly Matrix, but has some physical presence. Maybe not even gang, but an organization. And just very cool. And last time you may have seen Bela's character Violent, and you'll see that in the scroll. I still have the old character scrolls going past in the corner as a MIA wanted poster up in the corner. So if you see those, don't get too confused. They're not who we're currently playing. All right, very cool. Thank you, Bella. And let's keep going around the horn, and we are going to go over to Gordon. Hey, how's it going, Gordon?
Hey, good.
Yours is another character. I have no idea what their name is.
So, his name is Kiamaru, or Kayamar. And not too long ago, he just stepped through a gate and landed in this strange land.
Nice.
And started to figure out his way around, and he does have a fake sin, and he's in debt, but he's made his way through this world of advanced technology and magic, which is very different from what he's used to.
And he is a physical adept, so he's good at hitty, all kinds of the non-techno stuff. In fact, that reminds me, if that's the case, let's add something to your character, if you don't mind, sir. We're going to give you gremlins. A hefty dose of gremlins, no less. That means technology just doesn't behave itself in your hands, sir. Does that make sense?
Oh, man.
So,
okay.
The mechanic behind gremlins is essentially whenever you go to use anything, you still might succeed. You're going to be rolling logic. Plus the skill. For those who are new to Shadowrun, you always roll an attribute plus a skill or dual attributes. Generally. Anyway, so whenever you do technical things, you can possibly mess up. In other words, every time you roll a 1, you're going to track it. So if you track all your 1s, if it's more than half of what you rolled, in the number of dice that you've rolled, it will come up as a glitch. Now, for people with gremlins, you need 1 less 1 than is required. So you're going to be glitching slightly more often. Unless you want to go for gremlins 2. What do you think, buddy?
What does Gremlins 1 give me? Is that
Gremlins 1 is it takes 1 less 1 to get a glitch. You can still succeed at things, but weird things happen. Then, of course, if you get no hits at all, and by the way, rolling over a 5 counts as a hit. So a 5 or 6 on a d6 counts as a hit. If you roll a 1, track it. If it's more than half of the dice pool that you rolled, then it will be considered a glitch.
Then it's a glitch. Got it.
If you get no successes.
What are my other negative qualities for that one, I guess?
Sure, let's switch it up. So I think I give you a handful of negative qualities just to give you some points. So we can take away some of those. Do you want Gremlins level 1, which means some weird stuff happens? Or do you want Gremlins level 2, which means machines do not get...
One's fine.
Oh, come on.
Level 1. Nah.
I mean, if you're replacing a negative quality, it's probably whichever one matches the karma, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so that works. So, very nice. All right, so I think that's almost all the way around, except, of course, Darcy. How's it going over there,
Hello.
Darcy?
It's going excellently. Hopefully, Gemini has received that file properly, and we will be seeing something shortly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You can see I'm wearing a blazer.
Nice. Dressed for success. I love it.
I will be playing. I'll be playing our face, I suppose. They are, and so I was thinking about this. Right, Bela has taken the very smart tactic of going, "Yeah, I'll just play the noob, and then I don't have to worry about being, so up on everything." I have taken the opposite tactic, and I'm playing an ex-Johnson. So
Nice.
I don't really know what I'm getting myself into.
Now, for those who don't know, in Shadowrun, a Johnson is the nickname given for the kind of person who makes connections, sets up jobs, often has a corporate leaning and lots of corporate connections, but they walk the world between the two.
If I could interject?
Absolutely.
I'd love.
Johnsons are actually the guys that give you the job. So Fixer arranges the meeting.
Ah, that's right.
So that whenever you're stopped by Lone Star, you go, "Who you're working for?" "Mr. Johnson."
Absolutely.
So it's essentially it stemmed from the terms with like prostitutes and Johns.
It's
when
a
they fussed a
call-out.
prostitute, it's just how the vocabulary spawned from.
Of course,
Yeah,
there's
so
lots of slang here.
My understanding is that the Johnson was sort of a go-between between multiple corps, not necessarily tied to any one for the sake of deniability. But they're not actually the Fixer. The Fixer is who they know, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. they are now a fixer when they used to be a Johnson.
Okay.
They're also,
so you stepped from the corp world into the street,
I have
basically.
when this character came about, when we first were talking about maybe you and I swapping off GMing roles from.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was
Which
like, I'm
may
gonna play a character who's half the time goes on runs and half the time is a fixer, so they can like step into that NPC role if I'm ever GMing.
Nice.
Good idea.
And what's your handle, your alias, your street?
My handle is Mix, as in the gender neutral honorific.
How do you spell that?
MX. Period.
Nice. I love it. I'm just gonna sort some stuff around here on the labels. Mix. Very cool. All right, so we're gonna get you in there, Mix. In the see what I did there? That was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm full of bad puns. Sorry, folks. Hey, there it is.
It's gonna happen.
Thank you, Yowfin.
It's my fault.
No, I believe it is firmly in the realm of my fault. As the GM, I'm going to be in charge of everybody else and putting you guys through some scenarios. So tonight, in honor of it being the winter holiday for many around the world, by the way, those who celebrate, Happy Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. And I think Eid's coming up soonish. I'm a little fuzzy on that one, but yep. I hope people on the interwebs and worldwide can sit back, relax, have a glass of something, whether it be water or your own favorite little, there you go, Yowfin. Do you mind if I call you Yow? No. And we're just gonna
been called worse.
Dive into the shadows. Yeah, bit of a long haul. Let's dive in, shall we? Any questions before we get going?
I mean, I have some fiddly bits, but I don't think we care about that too much.
we'll figure it out when the wheels start coming off in game. How's that sound?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, that's when it gets fun.
Oh, exactly. All right. So we're gonna dive into the shadows in just one moment. Welcome to the shadows, chummer. It's a messy place down here. In between the cracks of society, corporate buildings, and massive extraterritorial settings on all sides, and in between, squished, are the little guys. That's you, that's me, that's everybody. And then there is the scum of the earth, the people non-personas, the people without a life. They do not exist. Deniable assets, known as Shadowrunners. These are hired for various reasons by various interests to do various jobs that nobody in their right mind would possibly take. Or at least, maybe not if you're not quite desperate enough. Anyway, welcome to the Shadows, chummer. We're gonna dive in tonight. We're doing a special holiday edition of Shadowrun, 5th edition. Now, one last thing before we go. Internet, if you have suggestions or messages or spam ads or anything you want, just throw it at us. We are going to improvise it into the game in some way. You can always spend a plot point and actually affect the story, and we'll make it happen somehow. So, I'm your GM tonight, and let's dive in. Welcome to the Shadows, chummers. Okay, so you find yourselves you get a message from your fixer, and it's quite simple. It says, meet at Grant's at 9 p.m. It's a little past 9 p.m. because I suck. So let's dive in, and we're going to be using Roll20. So I'm going to drag all of y'all over. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to do this. We're going to figure it out as we go. So I'm going to drag you in Roll20 over to the meet spot. Welcome to Grant's. It's squished in between one of the more reputable areas of Redmond and downtown. It's
we have those?
It's a little bit on the outskirts of. It's actually, you can actually get to it without going through a border crossing, but if you want to go further into the sketchier bits, you got to keep going. So Grant's is a kind of a pretty typical run-of-the-mill dive type bar with enough sense to look the other way when runners come to do their business. So go ahead. I think you can see it, everybody. Is that true? Can everybody see you?
I can see it.
Yep.
Bright and clear.
Perfect. All right. All right. So go ahead and place yourselves where you might be at the Grants as 9 o'clock comes rolling around.
Place myself. Well, I don't have a token.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a token either.
Oh, well, maybe we'll go back to the screen and get you guys to grab a damn token. So
I didn't realize I needed. I'm sorry, I came on
it's
your
okay.
tabs.
This is the first time we've done this. So I'll drag you back to the main screen, and I put on the left there some possible tokens. So if you just kind of show me which ones you want. Or I think you can just drag them into your character sheets. Maybe?
I don't think so.
You can't?
No.
Who's moving the ninja thing on the right?
That's me.
Gordon? All right, that's going to be
Why
Gordon.
not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can throw that in there. How do I do this? How do I make
this? Oh, that one's already taken.
Hey, there we go.
Wait,
Somehow.
are these already taken or not taken?
Under taken on the right. But
Okay,
the
I
ones
wasn't
on
sure
the
if this was
left.
old data or not.
Well, this
All
is going to
right,
be kind of a generic run.
This one,
where
was
I'll
still
be
in the
tying
taken
in
section.
various people.
Oh, I know
So-
it's a different person. I see.
We're off to a roaring
Let's
start
do
today
some-
with story.
Excellent. All right. How do I put you in my sheet? I don't know if I can do that.
Somehow Gordon made it happen. I don't know how you did that, man. Tell us your
It
secrets.
seemed to be to me, but okay.
I just moved it around.
Just moved it over. All right. I don't even know. Yeah, it works. It seems to be working for him. So, I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking at the character sheets and it does not appear to be attached,
Who's
but I don't know.
pinging that one?
Me. I'm trying.
Bliss. All right, I like it. Token
Try-
settings. That makes sense. Let's see if we can add you in here. Yeah, I think so. Use selected token. There you go. I think that's a button that I have to hit, but once I've hit it, you should have access. All right, so
Does
who else
sound
wants
right.
what?
I'll take this one here.
Nice. All right, let me pull that up. There's Dino. Dino?
I'll take this one right here.
Nice. I can't see Dino. Dude, what is going on? What is going on?
Is anyone more interesting than that? Probably not. We're all just bland people because we want to not be seen or noticed.
I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. So. Weird. It's not letting me into your character sheet there, Gemini. Or Yowfin.
Really?
Yeah, very strange. All right, that might be something we fix later. And there's Gemini. Oh, I have to select it. Hold on a sec. Gemini wants this one. Use selected token. Save. There we go. Gemini's is up. For some reason, I cannot open Dino. But I run this
I
game.
closed out the sheet. I
Yeah.
closed out the sheet.
Roll 20 glitches, am I right? Roll 20 glitches. Yeah, I don't know.
Refresh.
Unless it's open somewhere, maybe that's the problem. Oh, that's what I was doing wrong.
You had it already open.
I had it open, and it was all like almost invisible in the corner. Hold on, let me grab that one more time. Do. Exciting adventure thus far ensued. All right, so as you guys,
I'm curious to see what you're doing and if it's gonna work. Because I'm not noticing. the connection,
I haven't done yours yet,
All right.
though. MX.
Well, that's true, but I can see other people's character sheets, right?
Yeah. Which
if I
character?
drag,
Which
if I
one do
drag
you want?
Bliss, for example. Oh, that works. Amazing.
Okay.
Just not the,
which
not
one
the
are
icon, I
you?
see.
Which one are you?
I'll be this one down here.
All right. And
Okay, cool. I understand now.
yeah, there we go. And I just have to edit, use selected token. Done. All right. There we go. I think, is that everybody? Everybody has their tokens? Did I do Gordon's?
Yep.
Yes, I did. Nice. All right.
Excellent.
Meanwhile, so let's get back into Grant's future bar.
Stars again.
Let's see if this works. So you guys have received word from your fixers to meet at Grant's, and it is approximately the time. We're going to start on my immediate left. So let's go with Yowfin. How and when does Dino arrive? And what do you want to be doing when you do?
Usually fashionably late, probably about 9:05, because I really don't have any concept of time.
Let's call this fashionably late. This stream.
It's mostly me rolling in. I got a few credits, just slap down, get a beer, and grab a seat at the bar.
Nice. All right. Keep going around the horn. Gemini with sharps.
Probably over by that table in the corner, so he has eyes when the exits.
Nice.
Would have arrived early. Is nursing a glass of water because he doesn't drink while he's on the job, or even off the job. Job offers, so forth.
Absolutely. All right, so you're settled in with your back against a wall, ideally, or at least facing the entrance like a good Shadowrunner. How about you there, Mix?
It's Mix.
Mix.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure how cohesive we're intended to appear. Like, it makes sense to not be associated with one another, but at the same time, we're all going to go see the fixer eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I guess people arriving separately, but we're still going to all end up together. So sure, I'll arrive individually. Try and locate the fixer as quickly as possible. And,
Sure thing. The message said, ask for Mitchell.
Right. Okay.
I always give it a few minutes. I want to see what happens before I ask anything.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, do we know that each other is going? I had originally intended to be part of the same organization that Bliss is.
All right. So
entered to.
I will leave that up to you guys, whether you know each other or not.
Cool. I think I probably have information about at least some of you, if you're associated with the faction, or if I know who's going on. But whatever you think's appropriate.
You see some familiar faces at the bar.
But if I'm told just to show up and ask for Mitch, and I don't know there's 4 other people showing up, I'm just gonna go do it. But if I know that hey, there's a team, wait for enough people to show up and then approach, right, so everyone can see what happens, then I'll be the guy who goes and everyone gets to see what happens, right? There's
a handful of regulars.
If I'm waiting, I go find a nice shady corner, because I stand out kind of badly, actually. I have taken the distinctive style trait, and it is not as flashy as you might expect. The character is actually pretty bland, but you can't take both of those traits at once. Mix is missing their right arm. It's amputated right above the elbow.
And never got a cyber implant.
Never got a cyber implant. No, never got a replacement. So they're wearing this blazer, but the arm is tied off underneath the elbow, or wherever it would be.
Yeah, choosing not to get a cyber implant in that scenario would make you stand out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Pardon me as I choke on a candy. All right. So
all my negative quality to tell a story.
Yeah, that's the best kind of negative quality. All right. And what about you, Bliss?
So Bliss is going to kind of come sit at the bar, I think about right here. Yeah, that's where she's gonna go.
Perfect. She's oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say eventually the bartender comes over and she looks at you. She's kind of like an electric blonde, kind of with strange kind of taupe highlights. She looks at you and says, "What can I get you?" Her voice is pretty heavily synthed.
What can I get you? Yeah. Nothing.
She kind of shoots you a disapproving look and then wanders off.
Suit yourself.
All right.
Can I got any kind of capacity to hook in or anything like that, like get connected?
Sure, go ahead and do a matrix perception check for me. Ooh, I'm gonna be rusty here. Rusty. All right. So I believe, if I remember correctly, matrix perception is going to be computers plus intuition, and your limit is data processing.
Okay, so intuition
might be a little different as a technomancer.
And so intuition and computer?
Yep.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do it manually because I didn't know how to get that.
Oh, absolutely.
Going. So
you and me both. I'm pretty new to all that.
All right. So, whoops. Why am I going down, not up? I need 12 of these, and it has to be higher than 5, right?
It has to be higher than 5. 5s do count as hits. There we go. So you got 2 successes. So you take a quick scan around the bar, and not surprisingly, in a Shadowrun bar, there's definitely a lot of people attempting to run silent. However, I will say that you have enough hits there that you can spot most of them. You just kind of, for the average person, they would just blend into the background as if they're not even there. But you can definitely see them, and their hands running on silent, their cell phones running silent. There's several louder pings as well, and you do spot one over in the corner at the other opposite side of the bar. I don't believe that's anybody, is it? These one?
It doesn't.
Okay, cool. So you see one that it is running silent, but it actually does say Mitchell on the name tag, and a little stats with a picture that matches. Sitting next to Mitchell, there's a man and a woman. The woman is an orc, and the man is a human, and they are both running silent, and they have like very generic names, probably running fake sins, and you can see that they you can definitely see their pans, but like their little logos of their tech. The rest of the room, you get a basic readout of some tech. There's some virtual slot machines, a couple of terminals in the corner. In behind, you can see that the deep fryer, the air and deep fryer in the back room is busy buzzing, saying "Clean me, clean me." Every once in a while, you see through the today, like the bar LAN, the local area network for the bar is sitting there, so you have access to that as well. And the bartender's name is Sheila. And so that's what you got on your 2 hits as you scan about the room. All right, let's keep going around that horn up to the top. Kiamar.
I am actually going to not be at the bar, but I'm going to be off in a corner.
Okay.
And
there is a kind of a wood, it's not raised, but there's a wooden platform at the side, often used for dancing. Large hollow trids, flat and hollow trid screens kind of pulsing in the far corner over there, just showing random advertisements. It is coming up on the holidays, and the ads that are constantly streaming as you walk down the street, just all these kind of semi-translucent bubbles popping up into your vision. Go ahead, Kiamar, and roll computers plus logic for me. If you don't have the skill computers, you're going to be defaulting to logic, which is logic -1.
Okay. Not software.
If you have software, you could use that too.
Oh, okay. So that's 5, it seems to be. So 5d6?
Yep, 5d6, please.
This is the thing that excites me about using Roll20. It's just getting to hit a button. That sounds really nice.
So
that would be good.
2 5s and a 6, and a 1 and a 3.
Okay. How many ones? Just the one. All right.
All right.
So not a glitch. All right, so you have managed to not only successfully use the phone the way that Bliss showed you. I'm going to say you guys have met before.
Okay.
And you also managed to remember to leave. There's this pop-up that comes up and says, would you like to keep your spam filter on? And you're like, wait, is it yes or no for this? And you hesitate for a second, and you're like, yes, keep spam filter on. And then half the ads on the street just go out of vision. And then the occasional very generic one comes up, but nothing personalized is tracking you currently.
Okay,
So,
great.
You've managed to check your messages, and that was on your way here. There you go. You're set.
So I'm going to be off in a corner, and I'm just actually gonna take out a piece of paper and just start sketching people, drawing people.
All right,
old school
so
style.
Absolutely, half of your money from any run goes to old school paper. Okay, so I think
that's pricey.
That is very expensive, and like old school pen and paper and pencils. Whew, that's some heavy stuff. Whoa.
I mean, it's not wood, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like a soy pulp.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my music decided
Papyrus.
to take soy papyrus.
Just paying for lack of demand, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so at this point, everything is goose paper. On the back is like stuff has been written on it, and it's just they've gone into dumps and just pulled up stack after stack of one-sided printouts, and just they resell them at a premium price. It's considered retro. Every once in a while, you see like somebody's old credit card bill from like 60 years ago. All right, so
goddamn hipsters.
You guys are waiting for a little while, and
yeah, I would like to I'm keeping an eye on people coming. I know a lot of Shadowrunners. I actually took Shadowrunning teams as a knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of keeping an eye on how many Shadowrunners have shown up around the right time to sort of wait for my time to like, okay, now is the time to go approach the bartender and ask for Mitch.
Okay, so you see a handful of people, but that you would recognize over time, but not too many. In a little while, you get a sense of the room as being about right. So then you make your way over to the bartender.
Great.
She looks at you and says,
"What can I get you?"
Jack, double. I'm looking for a Mitch.
Do you want the real stuff or fake stuff?
Do I look like I can afford the real stuff?
They water it down anyway, doesn't matter.
Fake stuff it is.
That was the wrong answer, babe. Disappointing. I thought I looked better than that.
We'll see. Depends on how you tip.
Taken for a compliment, don't get anything.
all right. She points you in the direction of your quarry.
Good.
Now, is he next to me when he does this, or within earshot of myself?
Sure.
Sure.
And when she points to your quarry, I'm going to turn with you.
Very good. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. That's, yeah, I pick up the drink. We both turn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those you both look down the bar at the same time, and you see a man in his 30s-ish sitting at the far end of the bar. Definitely very nondescript. It would fit in many different crowds. But except the thing that draws most attention is the fact that he's got two pretty obvious bodyguards. One of them is the human male towards him, obviously cybered eyes, a little bit jacked up. You can tell that he's like wired. You can just tell by the way they move. She, on the other hand, on the opposite side of him, the large orc bouncer, the woman, she seems very calm and steady, but also very alert. Just very still, almost too still by comparison. So jumpy and still. And then the gentleman in the middle, he's, like I said, he's a fairly attractive, nondescript human, darker skin, cybered eyes, except kind of staring off in the way that people do when they're reading a data feed out of the thin air, and kind of blinks again in the eyes.
Fixers?
Pardon?
I was going to ask if fixers had commonly used. Oh, you're actually role playing. I understand. Thank you.
Oh no, it's okay. He blinks again, and his eyes they appear regular now, and he looks out over to the bar and locks eyes with you, gives a little nod, and then gets up, and the bodyguards trailing with him walks towards a booth at the far corner, up here.
Yeah, from my pan, I like lower the opacity on all the arrows in the area, from my contacts.
Absolutely.
So, in
all
case
right,
something happens, I'm still aware, but there's just background noise.
Was this person in the corner? That's somebody. That's Gemini, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they go walking pretty much directly to you, and he gives you a nod and says, "We need the table."
Sorry, pardon? We need the table.
Yeah, he says, "We need the table." His voice is fairly calm, and his two bodyguards begin to shove the two round tables up here together, and the fixer looks at sharps. Unless you've got somewhere else to be, unless you've got business.
Can I either know or make a check to know that Sykes, is it?
Sharps, yeah.
Okay. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Is like in on this, or at least like associated in some way?
It depends on how subtle he's being.
Right, I mean, like, knowing they're a Shadowrunner is not the same thing as knowing that they're, like, supposed to be part of this meeting, right? So, it's more about if this is specifically for an extension of that faction that we're part of, knowing if they're associated is really more of it.
Oh, I don't know that you get that at a glance, but what do you feeling there, Gemini?
I'm feeling like I'm sat down at the right table.
Nice.
I don't want to move.
Right, yeah.
You give a nod, and Mitchell just shrugs. That finishes pushing the table together and has a seat. He pulls out
I do have a hand on my sidearm just in case.
All right. You're fairly subtle about it, so the two bodyguards clock you, but they don't they notice you, but they don't do anything. They're just standing positioned in such a way that they could easily intercede if they need to. They finish pushing the tables together and they begin motioning, and you see Mitchell kind of reach into his pan and just tap a button, and all of you well, actually, what do you want to do? He's sitting down now with his back to the rest of the room while the bodyguards are still watching.
Yeah, I'll come sit. As
I'm going to follow behind
appropriate.
MX there. Mix. I'm going to follow behind him casually. Second beer in hand.
Absolutely.
Because if his AR is pinging that he's Mitch, then that's the guy I needed to see.
Yeah, he opens up his pan, not open, but like goes off silent, and anyone who would be watching would be able to see it says Mitch.
I casually get up because I saw that from where I was sitting, and I see him now moving to that table.
Mm-hmm.
And people are kind of congregating around him. I'm just gonna kind of casually get up and walk actually to this table, that the second table that they pulled together.
Okay, absolutely. So you're sitting down kind of near Sharps.
Yep. No, I don't say anything. I just sit.
I'll let you guys decide if you know each other or not.
I'm probably a little new in town, so I don't really know these people.
I'm not really sure I would know anybody here because of the circles we travel in.
There you go.
Maybe Mix, but not sure.
You might remember me from like years ago, right? Like Mix is like 55, like late 50s sort of age, and like used to be of Johnson. You might be like, wait, do I remember you? that kind of thing. But it depends on how long you've been.
No, you knew my cousin Fred. He was from the other group, and yeah, I kind of went with him on a run. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all canon, by the way.
Well, we seem to be attracting a lot of eyes. How many friends are you looking for tonight?
And Mitch responds, well, I think we're almost at quorum. Just by a read, he's wearing an outfit that would blend in well in a corporation. It would actually seem a little too street for corporation. It's really between two worlds. He definitely seems like your pretty typical fixer, and
Can I make a check to know Mitch well enough? I have the fixer's knowledge.
Sure, yeah. Make a check.
Okay. Dang, not great. All right, only one hit.
One hit. Not when you were on top. Since then,
no, that's very much how I think about my skills.
Nice.
It's
you're coming out of retirement.
Contemporary with me. Yeah.
All right, so and Kiamar, are you going to be watching from a distance or
watching from a distance, sketching everybody? I think the only one I know is Bliss.
Yeah, you would know Bliss.
Okay, so
right.
Just waiting, watching.
Okay. All right, so Mitchell, which is probably not his real name, looks at you all and says, all right, just 1 second. He pulls out something about the size of a pack of cigarettes, and it's a little electronic-looking box. There's a dial on the side, and he kind of sets something and puts it on the table. Those with hearing mods get the distinct and weird high-pitched warble of a noise generator, so that it can block out any nearby eavesdropping. He kind of gives a nod over towards the bartender, and she ends up kind of subtly motioning people away from the area. A couple of people kind of get up and move at her request. Mitch looks at you all and says, thank you for coming. Now, I may have some work for you, but let's just be very clear. This is of the less legal variety. If that seems to be something that you're not happy with, then motions towards the door.
At work?
Not so much.
If I wanted legal, I'd go 9 to 5.
Yes, well, this doesn't offer pension benefits, but, fringe benefits. Let's just say all you can take is an option here. Maybe supplement the actual fee. This is a situation where my employer needs something retrieved, and it seems like this is a good time. So, if you're interested, stay seated. If you're not, door's over there. He sits back, and the two bodyguards kind of eyeball you as he kind of flips through his feed.
Streamlabs
I'm not getting up.
said, thank you for following Sarah Fabriel.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Sarah Fabriel. Welcome to the stream. By the way, you're welcome to jump in at any point and make some suggestions. All right, so I'm assuming nobody gets up and leaves. You're all interested in the... All right, well, we seem to be a little bit shy in the muscle department. I was told someone else was coming. But anyway, we'll get started. So, you're all here.
Do I see camera?
Do a quick intuition plus. Oh yeah, he's not trying to hide. So yeah, you see Kamar.
I'm not trying to hide.
Okay. And I know that Kamar is muscle.
Yep.
Yeah. I just kind of smile and sit back.
All right.
Okay. I take that if I see that, I take that as a cue, and I'll put away my paper and my drawing instruments.
You fold it up and dust the eraser off your lap as you stand up and walk over.
Yeah, I'll just take a seat next to Bliss at her table, and I'll just give everyone a look and a quiet nod.
All right then. I need something achieved from out of town, so if anybody doesn't have means to travel, well, that might affect the fees to be arranged. But as you know, it is the season to be traveling, so perhaps I'd be interested in having you pick up Case and rob a particular location. It is a wealthy building. There will be defenses. And there will be lots of things that might, fall into your pockets along the way. My client wants one particular item. For this, I'd be prepared to offer you 15.
Each or as a group?
Each.
I'm in.
Do you know how many people you're hiring?
Well, I count 5. The target is we can go into specifics if you think you're interested.
I'm okay with specifics.
It sounds to me like this is something that's relatively time sensitive, and we're all who's here. Perhaps we can negotiate a bit.
Go ahead and roll negotiation.
I would love to. It's like
Thank God
my
it's
best
not me.
skill.
Sharps breaks into a cold sweat.
I rolled 4 with a limit of 9.
Ooh, nice. Let me jump in here for a second.
I don't know why I said
I'm too broke to care.
I am so bad at this dice roller format, so I'm just gonna leave this thing up.
I mean, if you made the sheet, it's excellent, but I don't know how much you've imported.
No, I have not. Not for this. Not for this character.
No, the sheets are actually on Roll20. You can just activate them when you.
That is not what I wanted, but it'll do. I can manually count hits. Ooh, almost a glitch. All right, not quite. 4 hits versus your 4. Mitchell looks at you.
For sure. Were you intending to explode, or?
I was not intending to explode.
I just don't know how some of these are 8s. That's all.
Yeah. They.
You have it under compounded.
That's why.
Okay.
It says
they were exploding,
style.
but it combines it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll just count those as straight up hits. So, Mitch looks at you and says, "Well, 15 sounds about. Let me just put it this way. There'll be plenty of other opportunities in this location to increase your payoff. The
Throw on
target.
some wheels, and you've got a deal.
I can arrange wheels that'll have to be burned when you're finished.
Perfect for me. Wouldn't
Great.
have it any other way.
And who's going to be
don't
doing
have
the
any.
driving? Do you have a driver?
I can if need be. If not, well,
Well, all right then. Seems like we have an arrangement. Welcome to the table.
I'm
Let's.
happy with the terms.
He does a flick of his hand, and and there's this pop-up that shows up on your pan if you've got a vision link in or goggles.
I bring up the opacity again.
Yeah.
It's like,
and you can click on it, accept connection to pan, and once you click that, you're tied into a local grid just with the Johnson and you. From that, by the way, you can easily grab all of each other's contact info, and then you can talk on comms at any point. So
yeah, I stitched them into the sub-vocal mic.
Absolutely.
How long
and,
is determined conditions that we have to click through for the end user license agreement?
It is crazy long. Like, if you want to roll a legal check, do you have a law background?
Nope.
Basically, the key thing is at the end, at the very,
not that I
very,
read
very
it. I'm
small
just curious
print.
if there was one.
Oh, there definitely is. However, it does say at the very end, in the very smallest of print. Well, anyway, those lawyers in the room, it does say some kind of legal warning at the end. Internet, what's the legal warning that is tied in at the end of the Johnsons?
It's the kind of thing I definitely skim for, and I know which things are worth picking up on. Right?
Sure, go ahead and roll your corporate
You can't
law
read
background.
everything, but you can. I have a business skill. Does that count?
Sure,
I
you
also
can
have
use
my
that.
fixer's knowledge, if that's just like the stuff I know fixers put in these things.
No, go ahead and roll
Also
your
a
business
Johnson
knowledge.
skill. I got 2 hits.
All right, so you scroll through, and there's a little, seems pretty standard deniability contract.
These are the spots where you would hide something if you were going to.
Yeah, at the very end it says this contract will self-destruct in 10 days.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sure. What the hell, click it.
All right, so you're all tied in, and he makes a motion, and boom, up pops a hovering image of essentially blueprints, aerial photograph of a mansion, and there's also kind of superimposed on top of that some pictures of some corpy looking people and his like corpy looking wife, and 5 kids and like a dog kind of up in the corner of this overlay mansion. And it says, yes.
Is it a real dog or a cyber dog?
It's a real dog.
Okay.
Although it does appear at a glance to have some kind of cybernetic implants around the head. A few anyway. Standard, obedience obedience chips and probably some sensory stuff. But other than that, it doesn't seem to look anything. It doesn't appear to be a guard dog. It looks more like a pet. So on the overlay, you see this family, and you see this really rich house, like quite a sizable mansion with, 2 wings, like center columns, and then off to the sides 2 wings. And the Johnson says, I have it under advisement that the owner of this fine establishment is out of town. It's a perfect opportunity for you to go in, get what I want, and get out. If anything happened to be taken in the process, that is yours to take and sell. And in this place, I'm sure there's plenty of things that if you know the right people to sell to, you can make a decent amount. Now, there is automated security. There is a security corporation assigned to guarding this location. So you would have to deal with that. But it appears that the family is on vacation. Do you have corporate background?
No, but you see their icons everywhere, so.
That's true. It doesn't appear to be one of the major corps. It's probably a subsidiary of one of the major corps.
Okay.
But it's not like Ares, but it's
that's what I was worried about.
No. It's not one of the big 10, but it's Iconoclast Securities. Incorporated.
Do I know anything about that?
If you have a background in either corporations or security knowledge, you can go ahead and roll it.
Where would I find that?
It'd be under knowledge skills, which I don't think we finished that on your character.
Okay.
If you happened last. No.
Not only that.
Matrix security procedures, but I don't think that's the same.
You'd be able to do a quick matrix search in a few minutes, but nothing immediately leaps to mind. Oh, actually, you do have unused skill slots for knowledge skills, by the way, unless you know the game really well. I just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then give you some points in each. So if you want any numbered one, you can go ahead and fill those in after the fact.
Okay.
So it really depends on where you learned your trade, I think.
I mean, I mostly learned it, I think, from like when, one of the kind of senior people at the
nights.
Electric Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was just a kid.
Yeah. So you would know Matrix and computers. You don't know corporations per se. Yeah, obviously everybody knows the Big 10, but you don't. This one doesn't seem to ring a bell.
Okay.
You keep mentioning the family. Are you permitted to disclose who the estate belongs to?
Alistair Nguyen. Alistair Ng. and his family.
Ing.
They have left.
Should that ring a bell? Just like as people who live in this world, I don't know.
No, I mean but judging by the amount of money that they have in this place, if you're in the right circles, you probably know who they are. It is probably a corporate tie. If you had to guess, it would be some kind of mid to high level exec in some corporation owns this place, or old money. One or the other.
One question I have is, are they tied to organized crime? Because that is a skill I bought. Or a knowledge I bought. If they are, sure, like I'll roll it. If they're not, I don't waste time, right?
Not specifically.
Cool.
Unless the internet wants to spend a plot point. This could go sideways real fast. Anybody? Eh? Messing with the mob? No? Okay. All right.
Could I do a quick search? Would I have the capacity to
You absolutely can. So go ahead and roll.
If anyone could do it right in the middle of a conversation.
It would be the Technomancer at the table.
As
so go ahead.
Technomancer, you're essentially doing it at the speed of thought. So you're just essentially putting in their name and then Googling it to see what comes up.
Yeah, turbo
like,
Google.
You don't need knowledge skills. You just, when you think, that's the internet.
I have access to all the internet at once. In fact, if I gave you, by the way,
access to the knowledge of the world, and all she wants to do is play Minecraft.
And most of it is porn. Lots and lots of porn. And video games. Porn. And this old thing called Bitcoin. Anyway, so you can go ahead and do a let's just have you do a search, which will just be a I'm not going to make you log into the network or anything. You can basically buy your way into that. But let's do a computers plus let's do, actually this will be a logic.
Sarah Fabriel said, Dot.
Thanks for dropping my blink blink. Is that what that means? So let's just have you do a data search. So I always forget what that is. Let's just call it logic plus computer and call it a day.
Okay. So that is... Oh, okay. Well, I got 5 successes, but I got 4 ones.
But you're rolling a lot more than 8 dice there.
Yeah.
So
roll
unless
14 dice. So
you need
if you don't have 7 ones.
So you're okay. So you drop into the matrix and just instantly, like, you pull up the schematics, some drone footage of the mansion.
Sarah Fabriel said,
I'm
so jazzed that the AI voice
family.
can pronounce my name LOL.
What type of family they are.
Sarah Fabriel. Nice.
If something...
Yes, the AI is learning, Sarah Fabriel. The AI is watching you.
Anyway, sorry. Just messing with you. So with 5 hits, you get quite a bit of info.
Fabriel
In fact, you
said,
quickly...
Laughing face.
You quickly pull up Alistair and his family have gone on vacation. They booked flights through all of it's, just a couple layers deep. You can press through no problem. And this is me hand waving some of the matrix. You quickly pull up like, oh yes, on their public itinerary as part of their corporation, they're booked off from here to here. You quickly call their personal connect line. And it gives the voicemail bounce message of, he's not in the office right now, but if you'd like to check back in, he'll be back on the 10th of January. And so you've got lots of time. He seems to be out of the office until then. You also get a basic idea that his family has their own private limo, a Night Star limousine, or what are they called? Yeah, whatever, that's good enough. And they have a driver, and they have this corporate Iconoclast Securities is a pretty well reputed. It's got a good reputation for a security company. Nothing too heavy. This is they definitely have. They actually boast on their website that they have Matrix, Magic, and Manpower is actually their subtext of their logo. And so they definitely specialize in all 3 and more styles of protection for you and your family and your corporate needs. That was their kind of welcome logo. With 5 hits, you get all that more. His wife's name is Karen, just cause. And you get a list of the kids as well. There's
Skippy, Buffy,
Buffy, Kevin, Xander. There you go. Apparently, it's a Buffy reunion. And I said there were 5 kids. There was Susan, and Michael.
So yeah,
And so before the Johnson is even like, it's almost like the world drops into slow-mo and you see the Johnson taking a sip. And by the time he puts the glass down, you have all this info in your head and on your pan, and you can easily share it with your colleagues.
Did they take the dog?
That's a good question, Mitchell says. I'm not sure.
that's a good question.
Now, it's not expected this is going to be entirely empty. There is a security presence. They are known to cover their bases, both magic, matrix, and manpower, so likely there will be some on-site security. We'd prefer to keep the body count low. However, so long as no family members are involved, insurance should cover any losses. Oh,
Okay,
and
so we have a few days till he's playing this out.
yeah, you guys could go in there with a moving van. So it is well out of town, though.
Yeah, it's actually pretty.
It is well out of town, though. So you're going to need to travel through.
There's some papers. Yeah.
They're
far out of
north.
town?
They're. Let me pull up my thing. I should have had
They're not
this.
in Bellevue, are they?
Just one second. I gotta get my Google Earth ready. Meanwhile, one of you gets contacted by an old friend. Internet, what does that old friend want, and who do they want it from? You guys can make suggestions too if you want. I'm just waiting for this to load. I really wish Roll20 would let me do like a clear background and let you guys see live Google Earth, because that would just make my life so much better. All right, so you are going to, I'm not even sure where the heck this is, but it's in the north, just outside of Seattle, to the north. So I can't read this thing, but it would be
Can you pin it
Snohomish.
and drop the coordinates?
Snohomish.
Oh, Snohomish. Okay.
Far northern end of Seattle.
That's the rural life. And
Yeah.
most of the crops are grown there.
Yeah, and there's a couple of kind of wealthier areas as well,
Yes. Yeah.
and this would definitely fall under that category, judging by the layout of the situation. All right, so, and I quote, Snohomish, the rural life, high-yield, genetically modified crops and bioengineered animals pack corporate farms, Seattle's breadbasket. Razor wire chain links fence separates Snohomish from the rest of the city. If you go a little bit further north, it even...
Sarah Fabriel.
Hey,
Thanks for subscribing.
thank you for the
You
sub.
rock.
It's
Streamlabs
not in Bothell, is it?
said.
Or is it north of Bothell?
Sarah Fabriel just subscribed with tier 1.
Thanks. Love the support. Thanks very much, Sarah Fabriel. I'll have the computer pronounce your name anytime.
You rock.
All right, so it's a little south of. I'm just trying to find a good spot on Google Maps live. So anyway, it's well into the countryside, and it also appears that it was an old
Sarah
like
Fabriel
farm area that had actually been
said,
purchased, and this McMansion was put up in the middle of it. So it's literally in a field.
Mansion.
And it is well surrounded by lots of stuff. Let me see if I can share the pin. I don't know if I can actually, but anyway. Yeah,
so if things go south, everybody runs into the cornfields. Got it. Then we get to deal with small demonic children. Okay, cool.
And a couple of, robotic combines. You got to dodge those. They will chew you up and make you part of the mulch. Just saying. All right, so
farm country, I know.
Absolutely. It is about as far north in Seattle as you can go without... Well, I guess it's not technically Everett. Everett is even further.
Yes.
If you're on your map, it's just north of North Creek, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I know where you're at.
Nice. All right, so it would be relatively easy to get there, especially with the wheels that he's going to provide. It's just going to be a standard step van, and he does mention that it's a loner that you should either destroy or ditch or both when you're done. And it's this old blue beat up, and he kind of shows you a picture of it, and then and kind of reaches in a pocket and pulls out it's not a cred stick, but it's a little fob that lets you drive the thing if you're within a certain number of feet. All right. Well, if there's anything else you need, you can reach me at this number for the next 10 days. Bloop. And by all means, don't be around when they come back. Otherwise, good luck. If you need to reach me, you know how to reach me. Any other questions?
So to make sure we're clear, no severe casualties, body count at a minimum, collateral damage. Yeah. Correct?
That's correct. Let's try to keep the profile a little lower, but if accidents happen, so long as it's not the family, I don't think anyone will care. I trust that you have the technical capacity to be able to make sure that this doesn't attract unwanted external attention.
Is there anything particular you want out of this house?
I'm looking for this. Bloop. Up comes this holographic image of a chip, and it's rotating around, and it's a bit bigger than what your thumb would be. It's one of the larger sized slottable chips, and it's filled with data.
Anywhere.
And we have probably going to be we have good intel that it's kept in his personal office. There may be a need to open some secure locations. Absolutely. All right. Well, good luck. I will meet you back here when you message me that it's done. All right. So he gets up, and his bodyguards flanking him go along with. You're welcome to hang out in the bar longer, or you can take it someplace else.
You guys want to stick around the bar? Or you want to go to a more quieter, secluded location that has less eyes?
Yeah, I mean, if
I
we have
prefer the
somewhere to go
quiet.
that's
Quiet.
better than this, we'll do that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So there is an
Other hand.
either one of you can use one of your background things, or you can all go to like a motel or something if you prefer.
That's what I was thinking. Not a coffin hotel, just a regular.
No, that'd be a little
sized.
hard to like sit in a coffin hotel. Those are pretty interesting. I actually have seen some actual stuff on YouTube about the coffin motels in
they're in
various
Japan.
countries. Yeah.
The
So
ones in Japan are awesome.
if you guys are willing to pay the premium for such an actual motel, there's one that's not that far.
And how much is the premium?
A little bit closer into the Barrens. It's going to run you at no, this is the kind of place that tends to rent by the hour. But if you want it for the whole night at the No-Tell Motel, and that's actually the name of the place. no-tell motel. There's a range of rooms. One of them is only 50 new yen for the next 12 hours. And then it goes all the way up to 250 new yen for the fancy room.
Want to just pitch in for the fancy room and everybody just grab a piece of floor?
I mean, is this like, I don't know what it is. Are we staying the night in this motel?
I don't need to stay at a hotel. I'm already rested. We can talk on the way in the car if you want.
I'm not about to do a run on something like this on a whim and just a plane in a car. I'm thinking take a half a day to at least discuss
How long do you think to get there?
It would probably take about 2 hours if you have to circumvent some security along the way, get around some borders.
Yeah, so it's not
Anyone
like
with
a day trip.
No.
Okay,
That's about 2.5 with traffic.
Well, and sometimes depending on the borders, because there are going to be guard checkpoints along the way in some of the sketchier area, like to keep the sketch in the sketchy areas. So
always keeping us down, man. That's what it's all about, man.
It's
racism.
It's all about. It absolutely is. Name your
That's a
ism.
good question, actually. I think I missed race. What is everyone's meta?
I'm a Fomorian.
Right. You did say that, and yes, that's a good point.
I actually didn't ask. What is the faces? Darcy's human?
I'm human.
Okay.
Human.
I did not put that on your card, so let me add that in. Race? Yes, please. Wait, that doesn't quite... It's not the same joke as Austin Powers. Anyway. Okay, so... That was awful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Internet. My
standards are going to a
better than that.
motel, so...
Yeah. Okay, so you guys follow Dino around, and you're going to pitch in to get the nicer room, or you're going to go for the cheapo? Or middle?
Bliss would want the cheapo because
I'm more familiar with it.
I just looked at the cheapo. I'm not sure you want to be in that room. That is a mess and a half in there.
Yes, it is.
Slept in better abandoned buildings.
So you guys pull up and you kind of glimpse in. There's one window boarded up at the end, and you're like, "Oh, that's probably it." And you see the back wall is all crumbled, and there are visible holes with visible rats coming and going into that back room.
I vote not that room.
You make a fair argument. We're not getting a nice room when we get the most expensive one.
No, none of these are terribly nice. But
yeah.
So one of you goes in.
Everybody pitches in 50. We can get one big ass room.
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right, so you guys send
something that's clean, or is that going to cost us extra?
You guys go into the lobby, and or at least one of you does, and the person behind the bar is busy slotting probably nothing too legal into their data port, and kind of comes out of it after the third ring of the bell. Hey, what can I do it for? He's talking to Dino.
Is he speaking Ordzet or regular?
He is an orc, so yeah, if you switch to Ordzet, he probably would too.
And I've chosen Ordzet as a natural language. English is my second.
Nice.
In Ordzet and be like, yo.
Which is Orcish for those who don't know. Orcish and Troll.
Yeah. It's Orc-ish, yeah.
Orc-ish. Yo,
less
Jammer, we need a room.
He kind of straightens up a little, gives you a blink, sees you, and this is further into the Barrens, by the way. So he kind of looks you up and down and gives you a nod. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I got tribal markings on my forehead and stuff, from the Neo tribes.
This guy doesn't seem to be marked up, but he does take note and pay some respect when he sees that on you, and he walks you around, and he starts to give you one of these rooms, and then he's like, all right, and he motions you towards the nicest room.
I kind of motion towards the nicest. Like, come on.
All right.
If everybody agrees to slot 50, we can go ahead and snag this room and call it a day.
So he gives you the pass to open up the door and motions it in, kind of walks you into the room a little bit. And right now it's just you and him, and he motions. There's a couple chairs, a trid, big, a queen size bed, little corner, and it's this room down here. There's a separate bathroom that looks pretty big as well. So it's not luxurious, but it's mostly clean. The carpet's stained, but not too badly stained. And you kind of. When you say that out loud, he kind of grunts and goes, yeah. You can see he's got a little tremble in his hand, and a little part of his face is twitching as you're pretty sure he's slotting a beetle right now. Better than life chip.
Yeah.
And he kind of walks out, and you guys have that room. It's yours. The rest of you can trail in. The nice thing about this is
nobody else is elf, right? Nobody's an elf?
I don't believe we have any elves in the party.
Essentially human?
Human, you're a troll. Everyone else is human, actually.
Okay, good. Well, I'd get a little nervous having an elf in Redmond.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, there are the ancients. They're in downtown, and they're nowhere near Redmond. Yeah, that's fair. But
they're on the other side of Renton, and they're south of the Egg. That's where they run.
Yeah,
there ain't no elves stupid enough to go hang out in Redmond. There's a few.
I can't
just throw blanket racism. There are a few, very, very few though. So
yeah,
that's what I was just making sure. It's
usually they're there for good reason, or they are very unlucky, or and just a few of them are crazy enough to try and carve a little niche for themselves there, but not as a gang. All right, so you guys have a little planning room. You walk in, it definitely smells stale, but it's not too bad. All right, so you guys have some time. And I'm assuming Bliss shows you what she found about the family thus far. And let me know. Absolutely. You can dig further and get more info on that if you want. If anybody wants to do some recon or legwork, now is a good time.
Yeah, I would definitely do as.
I'm trying to find something for Bela real quick. She wants to know where the currency was. It's under on the character sheet. It's under social tab. It says IDs, lifestyles, currency on the Roll20 sheet. If that's what you're looking at.
I'm not. I'm looking at
If you're looking at Chummer.
No.
I think I sent her the PDF of Hero Lab.
Ah.
Well, I appreciate it. I was looking for it myself. I knew I'd filled it in, but I couldn't remember where it was.
There you go.
Yeah, it was under, if you're looking at the sheet on Roll20, it's under the social tab where it says IDs, lifestyles, currency.
Nice. I should probably go ahead and learn Chummer, but I bought Hero Lab ages ago, and I like it quite a lot. It's got good descriptions, but Chummer's coming up fast.
I can see why. Chummer 5's been having their updates, but above anything, you get what you pay for.
That's the thing, right? There's going to be glitches.
That's the thing. Oh, yeah.
All right, so you guys are camped out here. Does anybody want to do any legwork, make contact anybody, do an astral flyby?
I could do an astral if I could.
Sure, why don't we make a plan, then we'll roll it out. And internet? I'm still looking for that interruption from their past.
If Bliss can create us a rudimentary layout here in AR, we can run through a plan. Astral recon is a great idea, though. That might start setting off some warnings before we want.
No, it shouldn't, because I'm not affecting anything. I'm essentially just kind of doing a flyby glide over what that everything else.
Right, that it would be rare that someone is just casually observing, but it's always a chance.
Well, tree spirits, you still got those floating around, so that's going to set everything else off. But as long as I don't manipulate the property any and make a unwarranted intrusion.
Yeah.
I don't mean like any form of security, technologically speaking.
Well, I'm looking for watcher spirits and anything else.
Right. We're already going to look on what sort of mages they have in the security retinue. What do we know about the security retinue, actually?
All right. So Bela got 5 hits in a generic search for the family. But if you want to look up the specifics for their security company, you're going to need to hack a little bit. So we're going to do a quick as quick as I can, hack on Bela's part, but we're also going to do the magic overwatch or flyby. So which one do you want to do first?
Can I use that sort of suggestion to direct Bela to do so and give her helping dice?
Sure, and you'll be able to talk with her a lot
entirely
easier.
what I built my character around, so I gotta do it.
It's kind of like the D&D help action,
Streamlabs.
am I right?
Right.
I mean, so
Thank
normally
you for
help
following
by doing the same
Hexadecker.
action, but I have
Hey,
built
Hexadecker.
myself to
Hexadecker,
command
thanks very
people and
much.
Give them direction.
Absolutely,
So
Hexadecker,
I get
thanks
to
for
roll
the follow,
leadership.
appreciate it. Yeah, we're doing a run. Welcome to the holiday run at the No-Tell Motel.
Sorry, I wouldn't normally talk over them, but I can't actually hear them. on my
Hexadecker.
end, so
Said.
apologies for that.
Evening 0/6th or 5th.
Would
This is 5th edition. I'll actually put that up on the stream too. There we go. It just kind of crowds out Gord's head there. There you go. Yeah, live.
I just
See,
made a
interactive.
leadership test.
Yeah, go ahead and make a leadership check to
Instruct.
kind of coordinate
I made a
this.
leadership test to instruct Bliss to, go find us that specific information.
Specifics of what she's
and,
looking for.
Construct
Yep.
this like AR thing and populate it with all that stuff. I got a ton of 6s. So total actual hits is 6 though.
All right. So, wow. All right. So I'm going to make, I forget how to do leadership with this, but essentially I think I'm going to run this as
She gets
extra
6
dice. Yeah.
You
Now,
get 6 dice, yeah.
if you
But
want to be
also
trying
her
to
limit is
coordinate.
increased by 6.
Oh, sweet. So you actually
So
get
she won't
extra
max
dice
out.
big time. So go ahead, Bliss, you're going to drop into the Matrix for us. We're doing some hacking to start us off. So,
So I asked this to Yowfin, but I might as well just ask because I am learning, so I should probably just know.
Tracking data, yes.
Like, would I have something called sprites?
Yep.
yes.
Sprites are essentially digital spirits,
Yeah. So
You
you can
create
send them
them.
to do things.
and they have a rating with them, and you use that rating of that sprite as their dice pool to do what you want them to do. Now, they can be used to help you if you wish to hack a database or whatnot. Say, like, if you want to reach out and touch the security company to find out how good they are or whatnot. Essentially, you're going to try to go from the outside in, which is difficult sometimes, depending on what the rating of their node is, so to speak. So you would essentially roll your hacking and the sprite's hacking as well, since you have a crack sprite, and you can use the sprite and your own roll at the same time. Essentially, you roll both.
Okay.
And you add both those successes together versus the rating of the node of your target.
Is the sprite just always up, or does she have to summon it first? Or
Yes,
She does have to compile it.
Yeah, she has to summon it.
And
compile it.
So go ahead.
Similar
And,
to how you remember Tron from back in the day, not this new one, the old one.
yeah,
When you watch that tank form on its own, that's how it compiles.
so you drop into the Matrix. Everything else just fades away. You're on the local grid of this hotel, which is iffy at best. Sections of it start de-resing, and it's got
It's held
not
together
the
by
greatest.
coasters.
Yeah, it's okay. There are some holes, so I'm going to add a little bit to the noise rating, which makes it a little harder, which will act as a negative on any checks that you do. I need some real physical dice here, because I don't always want to show you what's going on behind the scenes. Let's just
Well,
say
you run the dice roller in Chummer, dude.
GM, yeah.
I could, but
You can also roll it /GM, yeah.
I want to roll my old... It's not Shadowrun if you're not
Yeah,
rolling like
you're allowed.
mittfuls of D6s. Like, goddamn
But you gotta have
mittfuls.
the really tiny ones.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
don't.
have the really tiny ones.
I've got these ones that came with the 6th edition thing, which is the best part of 6th edition, was the dice that came with it. Which, by the way, Bela, you won that last time, so technically, actually, I think it was Gemini won.
yeah. Gemini won and gave it to me. Thank you.
That's right, and
Gemini.
I still need to make good on that delivery. I'll own that. I've been taking too long. Technically, we haven't played together in a while.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
one thing I forgot about teamwork, well, it's the helping, but I'm using leadership, which uses those rules. Is that I can't give more dice than the skill I'm helping of the person who then actually I'm helping.
Right. I also
That's
was
a rule I
thinking that
forgot.
as a general
So,
quick You know how counterspelling works, right? You assign dice, and then and people can use it. I'm going to consider it sort of like that, but just for the fun of it, I think because you can't track everything all at once, I think it's going to basically be a communal dice pool. So Bela can choose to go up to 6. I'll say the limit is fair game, so she can up the limit.
Well, it's like
by
hacking
6.
pools from older versions of Shadowrun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what I'm thinking is
hacking pulls from like 4th and on.
she could take all 6, but then poor Dino wouldn't be having anything for his magic.
That's
does
right.
that sound
like
fair?
I can't like continue to direct her really during this because she has a lot of different things she's doing. Yeah,
Right.
I love that. That's awesome.
So it's just a general pool for the team to use for this current bit of legwork. And you can refresh it
Let
later.
her have all of it. I'll be fine.
Cool.
Well,
So you get an extra 6 dice.
So I use my sprites 12 plus my 12 for hacking plus my
I think it's your 12 and then the rating of the sprite. I don't think... Would you get both? What would you say there, Yowfin?
the way I understood it, you said they're hacking number, but maybe I misunderstood that.
You roll the number that is the rating of the sprite.
Okay.
What's the rating of the sprite?
I'm looking.
That's actually kind of up
30.
to you. It depends on how much you want it to be. So let's do that first. So you drop into the matrix of this local grid. It's a little cheesy in places, but it seems to be holding. So once you're in there, I'm going to get you to do a... you're probably going to... Are you going to be trying to do this subtle? Or are you going to try to just do this fast?
Subtle.
Okay. So
Subtle is good.
Subtle is good. Oh man, my quick notes here are not going to cover it. So hold on one sec. All right, Matrix. So we're going to say you are doing a... what's the one where we get a backdoor? Hack on the fly? Is that it? I think it's hack on the fly.
Hack on the fly is not subtle.
No. What's the other one?
Think so. It doesn't sound subtle.
There's brute
hack
force.
on the fly. Yeah, that's essentially hack on the fly is brute force. When damn it, I can't remember.
I think it goes like you can either do brute force, which is really obvious, or you can hack them on the fly, which is hack on the fly is subtle, except the drawback of hack on the fly is if it fails, they will notice you. Whereas brute force, you can beat on them, it's less subtle, but if you succeed, they're probably not around to notice you. So the good thing about
there might
this...
be something about you leave the back door, so you have to like take time to decompile it or something. I don't know. I should
yeah. So I'm trying to remember all of these things, but
Matrix
hacking
is
is
stuff I know the least.
The Matrix rules are crazy
It's a whole
at times.
subset.
Everybody's pretty much...
And of course,
every
Technomancer
other
is different.
Yeah, then they run off completely different rules than a Decker.
Yeah. So, that's true. That is true. So I'm just going to say, let's have you roll your either your choice of logic or intuition, plus your hacking, sorry. You're into the grid, no problem. Let's just have you compile your sprite, which is going to be... that is a different rule set. Let me grab my Gigantor book. Seriously, this thing is a beast. Look at that. Thicker than my frickin' hand. This is Shadowrun, by the way, as I totally go out. So go ahead and compile some sprites for me, which I believe is...
SR5 250.
That would be compiling plus...
Thank you. That's very helpful, Yowfin.
Compiling plus resonance level versus sprite level. You
right.
Compile a sprite. That's what
Okay, so...
It's 254 for the full readout on it.
Nice. All right, so you're going to compile your sprite, and that's going to be resisted, just like with spirits, twice the dice of the rating. So what rating do you want to compile there, Bela?
Now remember, when you pull up when you want to choose the rating of your sprite, they'll be rolling that rating. So if you choose to have a rating 5 sprite, they're going to roll 10 dice against you to not want to be compiled.
Yeah. It's like a tugging the
says-
essence out of the matrix.
Wait, what was that?
It says device rating on here is 6.
That's your max.
Okay.
So you can pick a number between 1 and 5.
Okay.
I will take 2. I don't know what this
2 might
means.
not be super helpful.
I would honestly go with 4.
Okay.
Because that means you'll have 4 extra dice from your sprite to roll for help you do your hacking.
Okay, 4.
Okay. So they're going to be rolling 8 dice against her to be put together.
Nice.
So
There's a few
roll
like this. Oh, go ahead.
and my 6, which is 18.
All right, how many hits did you get? 4 successes. Nice. All right, now it's net successes after I roll this, which will be... Ooh. You're not sure if it was the noise in this part of the Redmond Matrix or what, but it got 4 hits against you. So you see this, you grab the data as the data stream as it's coming by, and you begin to coax the spirit out of it, and it tied. So I'm gonna say, actually, if you have any leadership dice, you can roll it for this if you wish.
I would add the leadership dice.
I have, up to 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Take them.
All right, I'm gonna add 6 more.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Oh,
ouch.
So you pull on the matrix, and out comes this face forming in digital code in front of you, floating in front of you, and it looks at you and it says,
"You will not interrupt the sleep of Morgana. I am busy."
And dereses right in front of you. You're going to need to resist fading. So I believe that is... you're going to roll to resist stun damage, and you use your... I think it's probably your intuition plus your logic, I think, or is it... No, it's willpower plus whatever rating is linked. So it's either logic or intuition, the higher of the two, plus your willpower.
Charisma at one point. They might have changed it.
Is it charisma for... I don't run Technomancers very often.
I don't know.
so that would be 11.
Oh, yeah. So go ahead and roll them, and you want 4 hits.
Oh, okay. I haven't been rolling so well.
That
Let's roll
spirit
20.
did
It
not
sucks.
like you. That sprite
Nope.
did not like you. 3.
I
All
got
right.
3.
All right. So you
point of
do
stun.
take 1 point of stun damage from it just pulling on you, and that's the thing about the Matrix, is it's not just the internet; it's your ass is on the line. So when, especially as a Technomancer, the damage you take can often be stun or even physical as a result. So you just, the wind gets knocked out of you as you see these digital
Slight
1s
headache.
and 0s come out. And yeah, you're a little sore, but you're not too badly. You can either redo it or go without the sprite.
I'm gonna go without the sprite.
Sure. Go ahead and do a quick matrix perception check for me. That's computer plus intuition.
Computer plus int.
Oh, man, I forgot I need to buy one of those.
All right. All right. That's easy enough.
There's an old sound for you.
I didn't hear it. Oops. That was a mistake. Sorry.
No problem. Oh, nice. 5 hits. All right, you go it alone. You quickly go, okay, back on track. You know where you're going. You just blink, blink, blink. It's like you hop from grid to grid to grid, and they just go flying past like stepping stones. As your scale kind of elongates and your perception stretches out to this digital plane off into the horizon. These little electronic pathways and lights streaming past you at the speed of thought, and you bounce. You find the local grid for your target. You drill down really quickly and locate the actual subgrid, and you're like, oh, they own their own subgrid on this LTG. There's a whole bunch of like agricorp businesses around it, but this one has its own little pocket in the middle of it. You can then go ahead and try to log into that. So this will be a true hack on the fly situation, unless you want to use any of your.
If I could make a suggestion, do a matrix perception and find out what the actual rating is that you're going up against.
Oh, you know what? I'll count that with the 5 hits. So you go in there. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I made a mistake. I looked at the number above my computer, and I took my compiling number, not my computer number. So I should have had less dice. Sorry.
Okay. Do me a favor. How many less?
4.
4 less? Just roll 4d6s and we'll count. If you get hits, I'll take them away. So that's 1 hit, so you only get 4 hits net. That's fine.
Okay.
So with that, you do get the rating of the network that you're going into. It is I'm going to guess yellow is the midway one. There's green, which is like
they don't really do colors. They do actual number ratings.
Oh, they're number ratings now. Oh man, I'm showing my age now. I've only ever played Shadowrun 3.
Okay. All right, slow down. I got something for you, man. I'll give you I'm going to send you something on Discord.
Good. I'm learning.
All right, I'm going to send you a link.
Well, we're learning together, so that's good.
All right. This generates a host for you with everything on it.
Ooh.
And you just click the generate the host, and what that does is it'll give you all the little ins and outs and what the hell that little...
the host with the most. That is really good.
If anybody else, you know what? I'll post it in a regular Discord as well.
Appreciate it.
I'll throw it in the chat too, because why the heck not?
This is what I use this is what I use on my games when somebody's got to run a hack on a host. I'm just kind of running on the fly with. So
it would be nice if there were better tools to just generate that stuff in the game. Obviously, it's great that there are these third-party things. It's awesome.
Oh my god, there's so many of them. 4th edition was filled with them. 3rd edition actually had a small program for matrix runners. It only worked on Windows XP.
bgnuts.com/tools/host-generate.
Do a matrix run whilst everybody is still running the game instead of everybody having to stop.
Oh, wow.
Go and order pizza, write a book. All right, so seriously, that's the old way. Just be like, now is the sub run just for the hacker. All right, let me find that again. There it is. Generate host. I love it. Okay, so I just am trying to read this because it's a lot of info. Click to generate a new host. I did that. Is there a level basis, or is this all or nothing?
It's all random. You just kind of click until you hit a number you like.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that works.
The other one I just dropped also on your Discord.
There we go.
It's
Found one.
It's a mob generator. You can actually generate NPCs on the fly if you get it.
Nice.
If you got it.
I finally have stats for Tony. All right. So I was Tony. Okay. So you quickly get the idea that it is a rating 8 system. It goes up to 12.
So it's kind of high.
On the higher side, yeah.
And since I'm kind of new, I probably wouldn't feel like I'm capable of that, or what I want to do.
Depending on how they have it set
up. You get 1 hit per 3, right? For 3 dice you have. That's rule of thumb.
Yeah. You can buy 1 for 4. So they'll automatically get 2 hits on things against you, because they're going to be rolling probably at the minimum 8, maybe. Oh, actually, 8 might be a bit high.
Double. If you're coming in from the outside, if you're hacking in from the outside, they get double the dice against you.
It's true. So if you're within their grid, like go in through their toaster, then you actually
you only roll it. Then they have 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were just trying to find I thought we already had some information about who the team was by, and we were just looking for info on them. But I guess not. We didn't really just know that there was a team, right? Yeah, that's fair.
All we knew was that
Of a security company.
reputable.
Yeah. Okay. Couldn't identify.
Yeah.
There.
They were reputable.
I-
But it would be nice to know if she can get in. What kind of security are they providing? How many alarms is it tagged to the windows, the doors,
Yeah.
So
sensors on the doorstep? They got a ring system.
So from here, just by comparison, from here, most of the time they'll be rolling 16 dice versus your presumably 12. So they're going to be a bit bigger than you from outside. Once you're in there, it should be a bit easier. And I like this program a lot. Thank you very much, Yowfin.
Yep.
That is damned handy. Bookmarked.
Bella, what edge did you take?
How much edge?
I think I have 3.
Maybe it's a bit on
that
level,
sounds
but
good.
that's about all.
Nice.
I think I have 3. She's, I guess, no. Can she do instead? Could I do the hard one instead of trying to be subtle?
You can if you just need to smash and grab, basically. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but the downside would be that they would definitely know that you're trying to hack their system.
Yeah, and that could.
If they hit it, and they hit it with it, and if you hit and they get a tracer on you, they're gonna know right where you are.
Yeah. So and you absolutely could go loud if you want to, or you could try to worm your way in. It'll just take I'll do it as an extended test to try and build a back door.
Or you could say they have very good security. We've identified that much, and then when we get local, we can try again or something.
Yeah.
Could we do? I was gonna ask GM wise. Could we do a slow hack extended test? It would take an hour per roll.
Yep. And
We have all
once you
night,
reach
right?
a certain threshold, then you would get it.
Yeah, once you hit, you would get it, but it would just per roll is how many is an hour per roll, so to speak, game time wise.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, you can try to worm your way in through some known patches that they haven't installed, that sort of thing.
That's my only job while we're preparing tonight anyway.
Yeah, I think that's probably you're it's really strong. It's going to take some time. And it's all right, you go slow and steady. Let's try out the astral thing, right? We discussed
So
that in character.
let's get Bella to do
like
the
that.
first roll, and it's going to be computers plus hacking. Oh, sorry, logic plus hacking.
Logic plus hacking, so that's...
And, you have almost no limit, which is good news because of the leadership provided by Mix over there.
Alright, so that's 18 then, that I have.
Um, So go ahead and... so you're going to be... Well, you don't get to roll all 6 dice. It just means whatever dice you get will count. So your limit is way up because of those plus 6. So your normal limits won't apply in this case because of the leadership. Sorry, your voice cut out.
Oh, so you said it was my logic
Hexadecker
plus my hacking.
Said. Share NPC
Right?
generator.
Yeah. So it's logic plus hacking, and then so how many dice is that?
18.
Woo! Damn. She has got some serious hacking.
18.
That's
My
awesome.
hacking is high.
Yeah.
12.
And if you want to make it a more streamlined thing, you go versus their 18 dice that they would be rolling against her. You could easily go if she can hit 3 points over that, which is essentially marks, is what they're called.
Yeah.
Is if you have a mark on a matrix host, that means you have a notch on them. And when you hit up to 3 notches,
You will basically own them.
Own the system.
Yeah. Not own it, but you can do whatever you
Think
want.
of it as this way: 1 mark is user, 2 marks is security, 3 marks is admin access.
Okay, and how do I do that?
It's you make the rolls. That's all you do.
So if you get
would
enough
essentially
hits,
you would have to beat their rating, so to speak, if you have enough hits within that time frame for the extended test.
All right. So I guess I'll roll my first one then.
Yeah, go for it. You got lots of dice to use it too.
I'm so curious how you.
And
you can actually speed things up if you really want to. You can hold dice back from your dice pool to aim for higher successes.
I got 6 successes on that roll.
So by the way, if you so that's just one. Okay, just for future reference, if you're doing marks, you can do multi marks in a single action. If you want to go for 2 marks, you take away 4 dice. If you want to go for 3 marks right away, you can take away 10 dice. Okay. So don't do that last one. But it is possible to try and get multiple marks. If you take away 4 dice, you can get 2 in a row. Just saying.
Okay, went with 1.
All right, no problem. They do get a chance to resist 1 second while I do that. That's going to be 16. This is going to be a lot faster if I roll it in the actual thing. So I'm going to do that here. Just 1 sec.
All right, so we're getting like information about that, but it hasn't come in yet. We're discussing general game plans.
Sorry, how many? You got 6 hits? And they got 4, so you get 2 net hits. So you do get 1 mark on them. Please keep track of that.
1 mark.
On the
iconoclast system for extended tests.
What are the what?
I was wondering if there's a tax on extended tests, like you lose a die every time you're continuing that.
There is.
I wasn't sure if that was in this edition or not.
I do it on mine because when I run 5th, we were looking.
Otherwise, you can just take forever to do.
Tests. Yeah, you start losing dice. You lose 1 die per roll for the extended test.
So first hour, you get a mark on the system, so you get user level access. You can keep going if you would like.
I'd keep going. -1 dice, go from 18 to 17, and roll again.
All right. 17.
We're just going to resolve this, and then we'll go back and talk about the magic astral plane.
10 success.
Ooh, nice.
Oh boy, this is why you bring a Technomancer.
Yeah. Wow.
They got 5. So net 5 hits on your point. Wow, that was beefy.
Very nice.
All right, so you have 2 marks. You have security level access currently. As you're basically in the Matrix, you're like just standing outside a digital representation of a gate. And there's this little keypad and this little camera pops up and says, access code, and you're just busy just waving your hand over it, just kind of you were saying that you managed to flirt with machines. That's how this works. Is that right? You're a techno. Yeah. You're a technomancer is what you were. So how do you want to? How do you want to seduce this machine?
I don't know. I'm gonna whisper sweet nothings into its ear. I don't know. To seduce anybody.
Blow in its ear.
Ask if they have a subroutine.
What brings you to a Matrix location like this?
All right, so you definitely have a measure of control over the system at this point. You've got its attention, and it keeps wanting to ask you for your access code, and you're just like, we'll talk about that later. Tell me about yourself. And after, if you want to keep going, that's been 2 full hours of you sitting in one of these armchairs, just slumped. The other people, Kiyamar is preventing the others from using any Sharpies to draw on your face.
It's good.
So can I go for my...
Kiyamar, a rag here. She's drooling.
Yeah, I'll go for my last one.
All right.
And that would be 16.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm so nervous. 8.
Let's see how they do.
So loud. I got a 50% success rate there.
Only 3 on their part. You now have all 3 marks that are required. And of course, my internet is deciding to get a little bit chewy. Sorry about that. I've got a hacker at my system. I blame you, Bliss. You. All right, so the system's like...
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was
Evan.
you. Come on in.
So you have access to their system, and essentially, you can download a map of the system later. But for now, I'll just say it has an on-site security office, technically tied in, and an on-site spider. In tech terms, that's like a rigger. It's a bit of a hacker / rigger. So there is
a spider. It's essentially a rigger for a building.
Exactly. So there is a heavy security technology presence in the building, and that's all pretty high end. You definitely have access to the less high end stuff automatically. Like you can already see the camera feeds on the external ring.
Is the spider on site, or is it based at the place of business?
That's a good question. So let's have her do a quick matrix perception check, which is going to be computer plus intuition, as you're kind of just gently poking through their system to try and get that.
Okay, so that's... I gotta go. I'm switching between rooms here.
No problem.
12. Whoops, 12. 5 successes. No failures.
All right. So that, yeah, you pull it up, no problem. So essentially, it's set up a bit like a series of rings. The outer ring is, entrance and exit gates, entrance and exit cameras. There's an inner ring from there, which it's not a separate host, but it's kind of a bit more secure, is the internals within the building, private cameras and all the different main hallways, and even some of the different, like there's a ballroom and like various things in there, and they've all got cameras. You don't immediately have access to those, but you can definitely get access through this to them. Yes, talk nerdy to me. Absolutely right. Sorry, I should have talked when you did that. There you go.
Talk nerdy to me. No. Tell me more about my gigabytes.
So besides that, so you can see that in ring 1 is all the external perimeter stuff. Ring 2, a little bit further and a little bit more secure, it's going to be the internal cameras, internal door accesses, that sort of thing. And also in that same ring, you're going to have things like, being able to control or take over machinery, such as, dumbwaiters or, janitor droids or any of this type of thing. Also, there's the interior cameras. There is also a center ring. It would be considered much, much more secure. And that is, it appears to be linked to Alistair's, and it's labeled Alistair's office. And that's considered much more secure. The spider is not on site, but does have a dedicated matrix fiber optic line.
Okay.
That's gonna prove that issue.
All right.
And it will also have there is a camera that you see. It actually is identified as guard room and an on-site barracks is too strong a word, but you get the idea. There is some physical security on site, and the cameras are there also to watch them, to make sure that they're not using the facilities that are designated for family, not taking too long a break, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Oh, is that separate than the
No,
ring?
that would be in ring 2, so the interior ring.
Ring 2?
Mhm.
Okay.
You currently have access to everything in ring 1, which is the perimeter.
I want ring 3 or center ring.
Mhm.
So I will keep working on this
Okay.
while they're still doing their thing, but we can cut to them now.
Sure,
'Cause
absolutely.
Little break.
Absolutely. And we're probably all going to take a little break in a minute. All right, so Yowfin, you wanted to do a Matrix or Magic Overwatch, am I right?
Essentially, what I'll be doing is going astral, which is I kind of do what Bela does. I take a squat down on a chair, rest my head in my hand, and I'm out in the astral plane. And essentially, all I'm going to do is fly over where the house is and just take a look. See, is there any watcher spirits roaming? Is there anything warded? Is there anything glowing that shouldn't be glowing, or at least glowing in an odd fashion?
Absolutely. So, at first glance, and don't bother placing, I just wanted you to be able to see it. So the overview of the mansion looks a little something. Whoa, what is going on with my system here? Weird. Okay, there we go. So the overview of it is, it's a large mansion. And when you astrally project and zip over to basically following the main highways and trying to, because nothing's labeled. Yeah, it's a little harder to navigate in the Matrix, in the astral plane. But you do manage to find your way to it. You kind of go past and then backtrack. You're like, okay, south of the river, natural landscapes. Yeah, natural landscapes stand out a lot more. But you can pick out which roads, and so you had to study the map pretty closely to be able to figure out, okay, left on Mulholland, right on. Okay, this is probably Mulholland. So you kind of memorize all that and eventually find this place. It's got a large perimeter around it of an old farm that is pretty much totally blocked off, and surrounded by walls, and you get the sense that that's, there's probably some physical security around there, but you don't. Can you go ahead and do an astral perception check for me? A sensing, essentially.
Yep, ascension. Let's see here. And right now I only have 3.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Okay, that gives you the basics. So
I'm not looking at. I'm not looking for what everybody's cyberware is in their bodies
No.
yet.
You're just. So you pop in, you see this gate, which is almost translucent on the astral plane. It's not living. You do get the sense that there are some live guards at the entrances, and there appears to be like you're hovering, like astrally floating above this place. You see the outline. There does look like there's kind of a cluster towards the back and a cluster towards the front, and we're talking of the gate perimeter. So there's probably at least 2 entrances. There is a small river that winds its way nearby as well. You end up kind of taking a look at the gate, and it appears to have 3 metahumans at a glance, and at least one. Oh, that's not a dog. That's a hellhound. So they got a hellhound.
You got a hellhound there?
Yeah. And now at the moment you can see it in a van.
Can it see me?
Not well. I mean,
They're
you're
dual
kind of,
natured.
they are, so it might be able to see you. We'll see if it picks you up right away.
I want to keep my distance.
That's fair. So it doesn't.
50 feet plus.
It is inside a van, so it is somewhat limited in its perception. And fortunately, your 3 hits, you spotted it probably before it spotted you. Let's find out.
I'm gonna keep my distance from that sucker.
2 hits.
Going to?
So it does it. You kind of are taking a look in the van, and you walk by, and the van is it's so gray. It's almost, you can't even make out what kind of van it is. You just know it's a van. You see a person sitting in there. He appears to be bored and on his phone. You look in the back in the window, just kind of taking a glance at it, and you just duck back as you see the hellhound. It's almost like most living things present auras, and they're in and the more cybered up, the more gray they are. So a lot of the humans do have kind of general auras, nothing
the
too
hellhounds
shiny.
glow.
It glows. It's got this luminescent glow to it, indicating that it is dual-natured. It is magically active. None of the other people have that. They have normal auras, but this thing definitely does. And you duck back and you see its head.
The other guy in the van doesn't come off as a magical aura at all.
No.
They have a mundane keeping a leash on a hellhound.
Mm-hmm. The hellhound's there to spot things that they couldn't, presumably.
Mm.
So at the gate, and after a little while, you kind of keep your distance for a second, and you see another human get into the same van, and they start pull out, and they turn around and drive back towards the mansion, and then turn left before they get there and start this long perimeter scoot around. And you watch for a while, kind of standing near this tree, just up and amongst the leaves to try and blend in your aura with that. You see it go around. After a little while, you do see another, almost on the opposite side, as they're making their way left, like clockwise around. Clockwise coming down, you see a Watcher Spirit. And the
rating of the Watcher Spirit. Can I tell?
With your 3 hits, unless you want to roll again to really take a close look at it.
I'll roll again.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, I'd like to roll again. Only a 2.
Okay, well, it only got 1 hit, by the way, as it's looking for you, but you're blended in amongst the trees. I'll give you that one. Your aura masked by the living aura of those things around it. And so you determine that it is a force 3, so middle of the road, nothing too big.
Okay.
And it
I'll be able to pop that.
Definitely looks kind of stupidly around, like.
Is it bound or is it just free floating?
It does appear to be bound.
Who's controlling the Watcher Spirit?
That's a good question. So with your 2 hits, you can see the silver tether to it trailing off the back. You can kind of focus your eyes to be able to see it. And it does extend inwards towards the mansion in that direction, but it fades out after about 30 feet. So someone on site is probably controlling it.
Okay, so we at least got a mage on site. Okay.
All right, you can go and get closer to the mansion.
Yeah.
I don't think there is such a thing as a stealth for magic, but I will let you do it as a...
Not particularly.
So here's how we're going to do this. You're
if
going to use
anyone's looking, you're kind of brave, yeah.
You're going to use your intuition.
Normally they'll just chase me off, and I'll, of course, run like a little girl screaming.
So we're going to use intuition plus stealth as your stealth roll now.
Reminds me.
And I'm going to say
intuition is stealth.
Half of your magic rating is going to be a dice pool detraction, unless you have masking.
No, I do not have masking.
Okay, so go ahead and roll intuition plus your regular stealth, and then take away half of your magic rating as a dice pool modifier. This is a house roll. Basically, it's if you glow lots, it's easier to spot you. If you have masking, though, you would be taking no dice away, basically.
Yeah. Let's see here. So 3 and 6.
Usually we do a little break right about now.
So yeah. All right, hang on just a second. Ugh. 1 success.
All right, so they need over 1
I am not
success.
the most stealthiest thing.
You go walking down the path. You're like, eh. So you go walking down. The 2 of them are pretty far out, so that you don't have to worry too much about those. But as you go walking down the path, you can hear the feet crunching. You're making a fair bit of astral noise, as it were, but usually this isn't a problem. So you go up and you can see the front door. You can see this place, and it's got this sense of opulence, almost in a sickening way. Like this whole building is a brag. This whole building has this sense of, yeah, take this, Mr. Jones. Like,
oh jeez.
Yeah, these people have attitude about it. You can tell the like genetically modified trees out front that they hit a button.
I got a feeling though that. So I got a feeling that mage in there is going to see me if I get too damn close.
You're thinking you probably want to be a little more subtle. You get the idea that you're making more noise than you'd want to be.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop back to my body before they try to trace me.
Sure. So you just get a look at the outside.
Relay. Outside, we got a mage, we got a hellhound. That's what the important is.
All right, so you're back to your body almost at the speed of thought. Gasping, and your chair, when you come back, you actually straighten your legs, and the whole armchair goes thump onto your back. It's kind of everybody looks over at you. Meanwhile, Bliss is just sitting there sweating and twitching ever so slightly as she's still doing her thing.
I relay everything that I've learned.
All right. So as he does that, we'll come back in just a moment. We're going to take a quick little break. Internet, always feel free to chime in at any point. We will add your suggestions into the game as best we can. We're SideQuests Live. We'll be back in, what do you think, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Let's say 7 minutes.
I might need a little bit more, but that's okay. You can.
Yeah, I think we can start with that, Joe.
I think
you're blacked out in the Matrix anyway.
Down for the count.
All right, we'll be back in, let's say 5 then. 5 minutes. See you in a few.
Sounds good.
Welcome to Unmute if you want to. I'm just hanging out in here. Oh, apparently I'm muted. You guys can chat if you want to. It'll be on the internet though, until I can route my audio differently. I don't know what's going on there. Also, I might have to kick my router in the teeth. 30 frames
I'm
dropped.
okay with being live.
Oh,
I went to check the live VOD and not live, you know what I'm saying, the live video, and apparently I'm like 3 minutes behind on it or something. We haven't gotten the break yet on my feed.
oh wow. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, my internet's been real cheesy lately. 32% of frames
assume
dropped.
it's on my end. I don't know what's up with that.
No, I'm actually dropping frames for some reason. That's irritating. I bought a new computer so I wouldn't have to contend with this kind of BS.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
It's on the Zoom side.
Hmm.
You're muted in Zoom.
There we go. Well, he muted me.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Sorry. I just
He
didn't want
muted me.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
want somebody
how the
coming back
hell
and
do I
being like, oh man, that dump was a massive dump. By the way, we're on the internet right now.
I put in a suggestion.
Yeah, I really want to, I love teams making plans like that. I really want to,
I
throw
was
some ideas around.
well, I'll just
in character.
Since we have,
since we got a minute,
well,
we're on the feed as well, just so you know.
oh, we are.
Yeah, I just
Alright.
figured since we're chatting, our voices are
same.
on.
Since we
Might as
have
well.
10 days,
Yeah.
since we got 10 days to pull this off, and Bliss is already in the system, we can contact her through our comics. What if we have her make an adjustment to the schedule in a couple of days and thin the guards out just a bit? You know,
Yeah, if we can
she can
do it
change
in a
the
way
scheduling.
that someone believes and doesn't go, that's weird, why would that happen, right?
Yeah, not like, oh, we got no coverage on this house, for one day. What the hell's going on? Instead of just
Right.
kind of like one or two
Oh,
people
so-and-so
less
booked
one day,
vacation.
another 2 or 3.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
send a message in a way, or you change the schedule and then maybe intercept anyone trying to confirm it, I guess. There's obviously stuff involved there, but yeah, no, I really do want to have the characters coming up with ideas, because I think that part's really fun.
I'm not sure
Like,
if my
there's a
guy
lot of
honestly
different
would come up
approaches.
with this.
Right, yeah.
This is the problem I'm running into is I don't think my guy would be smart enough to know to change the scheduling if you're already in the system, because I don't know jack really about hacking and
Right,
corporation
sure.
and stuff. I know security procedures, and that's
I
a
mean,
low end.
I am very
Security
Your guy
procedures
would
would
know.
probably
Layers.
know.
You're
Oh, sure.
Darcy's
I might,
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix would probably come up with that idea better than to sit there and go, hey, change the scheduling a little bit so we can start thinning
I mean,
some
I
of these
might,
guys
or
out.
Bliss might even, right? I love the idea of going, hey, I've had an idea as a player. Which one of us came up with it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I'm also
Yeah.
totally willing to do flash forward and flashback mechanisms. And also, let's just call it the choose your own adventure homebrew kind of approach to this. Whereas if you come up with a plan, we implement it, and then any problems with it can actually, like, you get a certain number of, like, whoa bailouts and, like, rewinds. If you want to try it that way.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I feel like there's a lot
Blades
of
in the
different
dark
approaches
does
we can
that
do.
pretty
Oh,
eloquently.
yeah, Blades is such a Shadowrun system. It's wild.
So technically, for those watching at home, we are still technically on break, but, you know.
Yeah, we're super on break. Pretend we're not here.
Yeah, we're just discussing
was
this because there's an
wondering-
audio setting.
I was wondering, how populated is the area around the mansion itself? Is it a very urban area around it? Or since
It is
it's
very
in a-
rural, actually. There's Agricorps that own a lot of the area around, a couple of, like, old farmhouses
Yeah.
nearby.
It-
That's
could
about
be,
it.
It could be a part of this plan as well, where we could have, like, who's good at stealth? I know I'm decent at it.
Yeah, I want to have that like conversation where it's like, okay, these two are out. You two, what are your like skill sets? Like, what do you bring to the table?
My
What can you
avatar's a
take advantage
ninja.
of?
That should kind of give it away.
Sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Gordon's character has the sneaky ninja stuff going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those two would actually be good for physical recon.
Mhm.
Yes, I was thinking that as we do the physical recon as well, just outside the perimeter, just keeping an eye on when Bliss adjusts the schedule for the gods, like takes away a few of them, see what gaps open up on their little
Nice.
routes that they're taking.
Okay, so
to
we're going to
search
do
the
this
Or
real
how-
fast.
perimeter.
Or the real question is how micromanagey is it to? 'Cause
Yeah.
this is where my brain goes: is how micromanagey is the people at the place where they go, you're positioned here, and they get their orders from the job on their comm links or whatnot while they're pulling up, going, okay, I'm slotted for post 3 or post 2.
Right.
And I was also a corrections officer, so this is the stuff I had to deal with when
Absolutely.
doing
So
perimeters or
cut
the
to
prison or
that.
whatnot.
So cut to that. And essentially, Mark is like, oh, what have I got to do? No, damn it, I pulled position 4. Who's my partner? No partner? What? How did Jenkins
Sarah
get approved for
Fabrial.
vacation?
Said. LOL.
Nice.
Right.
See that happen? That's happened. We've
So you've basically thinned it out, so there's no huge gaps. But where there used to be 2 people, now it's 1. There's essentially, she managed to realize there are 4 people usually slotted into the mansion, and because they have rank, the
Sarah
mage is
Fabrial.
usually one of them.
Said. The delay on Twitch is normal.
Yeah, sorry
schedule
about
them
the
for
delay.
vacation.
Well,
Yeah.
but
No,
he
the
also
ma-
has a
they would
very
have a
nice
mage at
cushy
all
position
times.
inside the house.
It is, and they actually you watching the camera feeds for a while?
Get a newbie mage.
I mean, I think there's a lot to talk about with this Hellhound, right? That might not be a problem. That might be a
I
blessing
think
for
the
us.
Hellhound can be a blessing if we do it right, because especially if Gemini can drop a bullet in its head from
The
40
sniper?
yards.
I think the sniper could probably pull that off. So you
Well,
definitely have
the other
already
thing
done
is,
this. She's already
if
thinned the ranks. That's canon.
Cool.
well the thing I would suggest is slot all noobs for the guards after you thin them out. All
So
the
how-
fresh howards.
We're gonna let her roll for
question
that
is
to see how
how are,
successful she is versus basically the algorithms of the AI built into the corporation to see if it would notice that.
Either-
We'll
thinking
do that when
either
she comes
there's,
back.
like, scheduling, and it's as simple as that, or there's like someone who's like in command of everything, and then everything trickles down from them, right?
Well, there is, but
depending on
they're
how
not
many
on site.
This
Right.
security company,
Cool.
and it's probably just a AA, but they're still going to have an HR department that says, okay, this person's qualified for this position, this person's qualified for this position.
Right.
Then they have like a shift leader. This shift leader's in charge of certain regions and what houses or whatnot, who's slotted for. Okay, Group A is going to cover property A. Group B is going to cover property B. Group C is going to cover property C, and property C is our richest client. So we're going to make Group C our richest or our most skilled and expensive security agents.
But it is the holidays, and so
that's
all the
what I'm saying.
seniors have. She slots it so that all the senior ranking people want vacation and they get it. up down to a minimum level of coverage required as per the contract. Does that sound fair?
Slap some newbies in there, because they got to cover the positions. So if we get some
Absolutely.
noobs in there, they're not going to be on the ball, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
no, I like this. We're
going to need
see
Bela
that information. That plan comes through. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need Bela to make a roll, and I'm going to let we're going to get Mix to roll a leadership check on this. This will be the next morning as you guys have kind of hashed this out together.
Yeah,
she still has her back door into the system.
When is the break officially off? Do we want to describe a montage?
All right. Well, we've been off break a while now, but all of a sudden, here, yeah.
I don't know what counts. Yeah.
Yeah, this all counts. This is everything. Everything counts.
Yeah. So I do not have all my names in front of me. Bliss is out. It's mixed, and so is what's your character's name?
Dino,
right? Yes, thank you.
Actually, Dino will be back before.
Probably only 10 minutes or something. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll be gone for 10, 20 minutes.
10 times the normal rate, and probably walking it as I don't know what walking would be, but you'll be back. There's a window of time.
20 minutes, 30 minutes later, Dino's back. Does the whole fall over backwards on the chair thing.
Just all right.
Unfortunately, my camera's got all screwed up. Sorry about that. We will. Every damn time.
Strike, GMR, those are your names, right? We want to talk about what is the sort of skill set of everyone that we can take advantage of. That's just probably a little bit of a run over your general stuff.
All right, so we're gonna get Bliss
Dino comes flying back in.
Go ahead.
Pop, and Dino tells us all about this Hellhound and the magic security.
You do a little virtual mock-up of the building, so you're planning leaning over top of the map.
All right,
the Hellhound is here in the van. There's a mage here. These guys are moving here,
and you get the impression the Hellhound's pretty much always on the move.
Maybe we can use it
in the van.
Might be able to,
or out
agitate that and have it help us out. But first thing we need, let's see if we can thin these ranks. Security seems pretty high. We contact Bliss during the thing. I don't know exactly how that works.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
You essentially send a message to the comlink directly to her, and she'll pick it up.
Thing. Right, yeah. It's just okay, once you have admin access, we have a plan for thinning the ranks over the course of a few days since we have time to prepare for this plan. And I think there's just sort of the night passing of us discussing, okay, what do we do from the magic side and stuff like that, just together. That scene happens, even though we don't see the.
Absolutely. So you're kind of planning. It's a montage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally get that. I'm going to get Bliss to do an edit roll, and she can add. Actually, can I get Mix to do a leadership roll again, as you're trying to coordinate all these moving pieces? And then once that is done, you'll have a dice pool.
When I was thinking about how 12 came up for hacking, and I'm curious, just to double check if you've added your resonance twice, because your hacking roll would be 12 if you have 6 in hacking and 12 and 6 for resonance, right? And then you added it again, that might be an issue. So double check that. I'm going to roll my leadership for direct. Perfectly. It's only 2. Crap. So 2 dice.
Okay, so you get 2 dice on your plan.
You are muted, by the way, Bela. That's because Todd did an overall mute on the Zoom call, even though your mic is down.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that. Right. I just didn't want to pick up noise that was unexpected.
For the edit roll, so I've got the 2 leadership potential dice, and then for an edit roll, what do I roll?
So you're going to be rolling your logic plus computers, and you can, if you need to, you have a dice pool extra of 2.
So I have 14 regular. That would give me 16 if I used it.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like believable numbers.
Those are a bit high, but I'm, with the right setup, I'm sure you could get that. I believe you.
Yeah.
I think I would take the extra dice just because I think this is probably an important role because it's allow us to manipulate.
Sure, you're into their scheduling, and you are just a shadow in the machine. In fact, you're making good use of your resonance veil complex form, which I will make you roll in just a moment. Essentially, that hides you from gaining Overwatch.
I only got 3 successes for that.
All right. All right. Well, that puts you in the system anyway, so that's a good thing. So, 3 is your resonance spike. Okay, cool. So, and then go ahead and resist that, which I believe is a fading check. So that whatever you would roll for fading, which I think is 11 dice.
The previous fading was just stun damage, right?
Yes, 1 point of stun.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it went full because of Technomancer stuff. So that's probably like, I don't know if she's getting proper rest if she's doing this all night. That's a question.
She's gonna have to roll. Zach, you remember stun?
It's a stun track. Yeah.
I think it was body and forever. Body and willpower, and how many ever hits you get is what you get back in stun within an hour.
Right. Yeah. So since this is over the course of time, that'll definitely have a chance to come back. Cool. Good. Great.
So should I roll the body and willpower now first?
Yeah. Let's get that. Let's get that out of the way so that we are tracking it. And your Overwatch score is essentially on hold, lucky you, because of your resonance veil, if this works.
It was 3 successes.
You get at least 3 stun back then.
Yep.
It's
So,
how many net hits you get is how
you
many
take
stun
no
you
stun
recover
in this case
within
then.
1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're pretty good.
So I'll get rid of my stun, and then I have to roll for the. You said there was a second thing I had to roll for.
Yeah, that is just essentially your edit. You're fading to resist new stun, because I'm going to assume you're going to be wanting to run something called your resonance veil, which lets you hover in the matrix without. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, you want to be running something called your static veil, which is resonance energy coils around you, hiding you from God. That's the Grid Overwatch division. Make a simple software plus resonance test with a threshold of 1. 2. As long as you sustain that complex form, which is a -2 on all your other dice, then you do not accrue Overwatch score. It does not increase due to time. So if you're in there for 6 hours, you're going to want to do that. It's one of your complex forms down at the
that
bottom
probably
of
was
your
up
sheet.
beforehand. That makes sense.
So then I would use my resonance score or number
Plus your software.
my software. All right, so that's 13.
All right, so roll 13 dice, and you need at least 2 hits. That's it. This is the I want to spy on everyone roll.
I got 2 hits.
Nice. All right, so it is up, and you are no longer accruing Overwatch score. That's really good news for you, by the way. So it is paused, and you're just floating in the system. All right, now go ahead and make an edit check for me. Which is oh, you did that one already.
I did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you got 3 hits.
Yes.
All right, and you already have a mark, or 3 marks, so you're good to go. That was just to see how subtle you could manipulate their schedule. You successfully thin out their schedule quite a bit. Essentially, they're running at half power. So normally there'd be 2 in the mansion. Now there'd be 4 in the mansion at all times. Now there are only 2. The guards on the outside, there are still 2 main gates, now down to 2 guards in each one. And then there's a patrol with the puppy. The Hellhound. Normally 2 is down to 1.
You know, that hellhound that was cybered. Is that what we saw originally?
No.
Can you confirm that? It wasn't.
No.
Okay. It
No,
was
their family dog was cybered.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm asking. There was both. You confirmed both? Okay.
I could not
excellent.
confirm. No, I did not confirm both. I can only confirm the hellhound. I didn't see the other dog.
But it was not cybered, so the other dog still
Yes.
exists. Excellent.
Yes.
Very good. I think
All
someone
right.
brought it up earlier, but I'm still interested in exploring the option of, well, delivery. Make something that, you know, guard security would be expecting to accept and not look surprising at it. Obviously, if we just show up as a delivery, that's suspicious. But if we can, you know, forge some message from the
Amazon
homeowners that
Maybe-
you know, was expecting this.
Maybe
you know,
actually Bliss can, since we have quite a few days, Bliss could probably start messing with the system a little bit. Not anything really bad, but noticeable effects like lights, you know, glitzes in the system.
Maintenance type stuff.
That someone would have to come down and maintain it and look at it. That could be a win.
Would they get that outside, or do we have to identify the security core and blend in?
That I don't
This
know.
also, of
That'd
course,
be-
depends on if everyone thinks that is a reasonable plan of action based on our skill sets.
What's this? What time of year is it right now?
It is December 20th
Or
or 23rd.
Oh God, it
yeah.
is cold as hell in Seattle right now.
Yeah,
Snowy
rainy,
as
though.
crap.
Global warming. It's
Yeah.
2070 or 2080.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
It's
yeah,
raining.
Yeah, then it would be.
2070, whatever.
Occasionally you get snow and a crazy
You get
dump of
gray
it.
snow.
Yeah.
Like freezing rain on everything.
It's
or something.
slightly
Yeah.
radioactive snow. You're just like,
Could I
oh,
mess-
isn't it pretty? And you turn the lights off and you see this ever so slight bluish
Subtle
kind of
glow.
Cherenkov radiation glow.
Could I mess with the heating system?
Sure. Yeah. So you're gonna need to go ahead and make another
Want to kill the heat in the house?
a spoof.
Nice.
Nice.
Do
So we're gonna need you to
Where's those
spoof
pipes?
that. So you can go ahead and make yourself a. Hold on, it's in here somewhere. I've got all the actions. Let's do this.
You know, how are you with metacritters? Do you have any specific insights when it comes to this hellhound? Or
No. I was just lucky you didn't see me.
that's true. Let's see.
He's there along with the Watcher Spirit to make sure nobody pokes their nose too close. Because they're more interested in protecting, so they're keeping really good tabs on anybody not supposed to be there.
Maybe we have
Yeah,
like a
but you told us
distraction.
that.
Where
I could play distraction, but I'm
Someone
going to
does
run around
distraction,
screaming
I
like a little
sneak in.
girl. I mean, if I could piss the hellhound off close enough, he could come chasing after me because he'll go through a van door.
Well, what interests me is that you mentioned the handler is not awakened in any.
No,
Conceivable way.
that's what was a
It
little
seems likely
off-putting.
that we could agitate it in such a way that it, well,
Maybe
it's
goes after
the
the handler.
distraction.
If I could find some mana biscuits and throw it in the pocket of the handler, and that'll keep him busy for a few minutes.
Or if you just
We
keep
call it the
distracting.
talisman.
Why am I helping you? You guys, GM shouldn't be helping. I should be hindering. All right. So while I'm here, Bela, can you go and spoof a command for me to the furnace, basically? So you're going to be rolling hacking plus intuition, and you get
The digital thermostat.
Digital thermostat.
you're hacking their nest.
All right, so that's 16 dice.
Yep, and your limit is going to be your sleaze rating, which is basically a resonance rating. However, you are increased by 2 based on the leadership of Mix.
So my residence rating,
Should be
I don't know if
6,
it's
I
the
think.
rating, but the residence number is 6.
Yeah, so that's up to 8 right now. So you can get up to 8 successes. go ahead and make your roll. And it is going to be contested. It's not auto, because you're trying to not let the thermostat show the changes, but you're trying to modify the hardware. So basically tell the furnace what to do without letting the thermostat display it for those.
You're giving it a firmware update without it being told it's having a firmware update.
Exactly. And
5.
Which is
5.
Which is the best way to seduce it into doing it. Allow me.
What do you mean you're gonna update my firmware?
She is the Technomancer.
Yeah, that one works.
It'll feel good. I promise.
Oh, giggity.
And who
This is so unexpected and sudden.
So dirty.
Come on, baby. You light my fire. Select yes or no.
That's it.
Display. Disconnect fire. All right. How'd you do?
Fire. 5.
5 hits. All right. Just one sec while I roll it.
Remember back in the day before we had all this neat technology, you had to sit and go, okay, 20 dice. 1.
I just love that sound. That's why I'm doing it old school. It's such a, look at that handful of dice. This is what Dungeons and Dragons doesn't give you. That.
That's not enough. It's still not enough, man.
No, I have to roll this twice.
Yeah. This is why they came out with the little micro dice if anybody ever runs across them. You had cubes of this stuff.
Wow.
You can read those? Whew.
Wow.
Envious.
Okay, so not that all of those dice, I got 3 hits. And rolling the other half.
Oh, this is where he gets us.
That is 4 hits total. You got 5. Nice. The furnace shuts off for scheduled maintenance. It's running at minimum, like the pilot light only.
So now they're going to have to call out to a furnace company.
I suppose there's a way you can automatically have the windows crack open.
It depends if their windows are...
A big place like this, it's going to cool down if you give it time. Depends on how much you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
I'm just saying, crack a window in a bathroom or something,
You can if you want to. Just be aware your Overwatch does tick up every time you perform one of these things.
Oh, no, don't do that shit. No. We don't need God involved.
I'm good.
If we expect they're calling out, we need to, intercept that, I guess?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because it's not like a high command is going to come down saying, hey, we've
I'm going to assume that was part of your plan and your edit as part of the, shuffles.
Yeah, whatever
so,
plan is, that's what we're doing.
Rather than making Bela do all the dice rolls, I'm going to say that when she edited all the things, she changed the, in case of emergency call list, be call this company, which would be one of your pans with a disposable number.
Right, yeah.
Mix.
Yeah.
So after a few So after a few seconds, well, actually, you're expecting it's getting colder in there over time. So you keep an eye on the schedule, and the guards keep doing their normal thing. You hear a little bit of chatter between 2 guards on one of the cameras at one point, and after a little while, you can actually see their breath inside. By the way, the second floor does have cameras, but it's within that inner ring. Whereas you get the main ring, the external stuff right now. You see a couple of guards having a conversation outside and chatting on the radio. You can pick up some of that stuff, and essentially they're like,
Greg, it's getting real chilly in here. The thermostat still says it's 74, but it does not feel like 74 in here.
Dude, stop whining. Is it not enough that you have full net access and sitting with your legs up at the desk? I'm out here in the damn van. I'll trade you.
Yeah, come on in, man. Come on in. I'd take the van any day right now.
So you guys can obviously overhear all this.
Does the van have heat?
The van does have heat. So after a little while, the van pulls up to the front. You see on the camera and see this guy come out, and he's like, and talking to the other guy, and it looks like an animated conversation from the cameras you have access to. And after a little while, drives away, and you see somebody walk back inside, and they pull up that file, bloop, and you get a ping that the file you've edited has been opened, and they give a call over to this number, Mix.
Hello?
Howdy there. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm calling from we're shouldn't you be asking me for like an account number or something?
Well, tell me what you're calling for, and I can get you hooked up with someone.
Sure, yeah, I'm calling about a faulty furnace. Doesn't seem to be working.
Oh yeah, that's acting up a lot these
Sarah Fabriel
around this time.
said,
So, give me your account number, and we'll see if you have you on file. We should, and if you got this number.
Absolutely, it's 482-772-B.
All right, give me a minute. You just be on hold.
All right.
Sarah Fabriel.
Insert hold music here.
The Technomancer is the bard of
All right,
Shadowrun.
yeah, I got
The
you.
Technomancer. All right, so can I get you to roll a con there, Mix?
I can totally roll a con. Is this die? I don't know what counts as fast talking. I don't
Con.
think this is fast talking. No, I mean,
Con.
I got specialization in fast talking. I don't know when that counts.
Uh,
I'll just roll con. I got
Yeah,
three
just
hits.
roll straight up con for now. This is a little bit more of a long con. Fast talk is like
Yeah, I got 3 hits.
make them look
I
the
have
other
3
way
hits.
briefly. Okay, 3 hits.
fast talking is more like a salesman. Think
Cool,
car
yeah.
salesman. Going over the vehicle that
Right.
you're
Yeah.
trying to buy.
Slip things in there without
Yeah.
people noticing. Yeah. Cool. Great. Anyway,
Yeah,
3 hits.
I'm freaking freezing in here. I'd love it if you could just send someone to fix this thing right now. All right?
He
We
He
might
seems
be able to push
really
you
eager.
forward if you like a little, but lots of calls. Yeah. Earliest I can get you in is and I give them whatever's relevant. I don't know what the number is. Yeah.
Next week, hours between 1 and 4.
And the guy's like, he's getting verbally upset at this point. He's clearly the person who's cold. And by the way, I rolled it. 2 hits and a glitch.
Good. Excellent.
So he's
Yeah, I'm like trying to aggravate them almost just so that they don't
and
pay enough
and it is
attention. Yeah.
working. It is like the person's just beginning to fume. They're like, listen, do you have any idea how much this company pays?
All right,
We're a
hold on
priority.
there.
You're a priority client. You should be out here today or tomorrow. I shouldn't have to wait till Thursday.
You're in good standing, so I think I can push you ahead. But you gotta please calm down, sir.
I'm calm.
All right, so we arrange whatever time it is. I don't know what that is, but yeah, we
So you can
whenever
arrange
we want
whenever
to be
you
doing
want.
It's whenever we know it's gonna be thinned enough, right? Because that's gonna take a few days. We said we're gonna wean it off.
Because we can always
Absolutely.
call and say there was a cancellation, and we can move your appointment up.
Totally,
Nice.
Right.
Good call. All right, so you have it for the time period that you want it. It seems to be pretty seems to be working out pretty good. All right, so whenever you're ready,
Burger King, baby.
you've basically got, although there is one more thing. Somebody who's good at your van does not look like a furnace van right now. It's a van, but it's got to be. If only there was someone on
Doesn't it?
party who happens to have some artistic skills.
Yes. Kiamar?
Yeah. Okay. I will do a paint job on the vehicle to make it look passably.
Nice. All right. I don't know if you have the artisan skill, but you've definitely been playing it like he's got the artisan skill.
I guess.
So if you want to bump either a point off something else, or if you have any unspent karma, give yourself an artisan point. You made a very good point of you sketching constantly. And it literally takes somebody on the party to like nudge you.
Okay. How many dice do you want me to roll, I guess?
I believe artisan would be agility plus however many ranks of artisan you want to take, which will be how many points you want to take from something else, basically. Or if you've got 7 extra karma, you could buy it at a level 1. Actually, yeah, level 1 skill. I feel like that should be higher for you.
Yeah. I would want to swap that out for computer.
Sure.
Because I'm not a computer person.
Sure.
So let's just say that's...
Right, yeah.
Is that like
I don't remember how many points you had in computer to begin with. Oh, you had...
Yeah.
You had 5 points of computer? No, that's plus logic.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really use clubs, so guess what? Let's just swap out clubs.
Oh, you don't ever use software, bro. I would ditch software.
Yeah, neither do I do that.
Ditch all the software. And
all right. Well,
let's throw it out the window.
Let's say 3 plus agility, so 9.
Sure. Nice.
Sounds great.
So 96.
So his main job is to go down to the local.
There's a guy.
Oh, terrible.
No, it's 3.
1, 2, 3. No, it's 3 hits.
3 hits is not.
You have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. No, that's
He's
4
only
is fine.
4-1.
4 is
Yeah,
fine.
he's good.
Yep.
I'm still okay.
It's close,
right,
but it's okay. No gremlins here.
Nice. All right, so you are out in front of the no-tell motel with a bucket of paint and like some magnetic stick-on. You start with the magnetic layer, so you can just pull it and it'll all fall off real quick. So you do that magnetic layer and just get it good and bonded. And you start your etchings and you start doing your drawings, and 3 actual hits from an artist. So like that's actually pretty damn passable. I'm gonna count that as basically a disguise for your van, and you got 3 hits. So
I'm gonna stand out there with him, make sure nobody's jacking with him when he's out in the parking lot.
Absolutely. So, and the motel clerk kind of comes shambling out at one point and is like, "Hey," and then he sees you.
And where's that? Give him. It's like, we're cool. We got this.
Nice. Hey, I used to tag a lot. That's pretty good. You want me to do a little tag on there?
No,
later.
Got it.
That'd be great, because I got some great ideas, man. All right.
Cool.
He goes back inside.
Sarah Fabriel said, LMAO.
Did you know that I once drew a portrait of a dragon?
Can you do that on the hood?
It was to keep her from eating my companions in an ice cave because they were being belligerent and trying to steal her hoard. But I did paint her.
Which
she
dragon?
appreciated it. And I take this gold kind of comb, and she gifted me with this.
Cool.
And did not eat us.
Dino, that looks like real freaking gold, like actual.
Well, yeah, you have my attention at gold. And I'm just, the only thing that's clicking in my head going, what? Which dragon?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you remember the name?
So
because I know that Guiomar does.
You know what? Was it like Tundra the Frozen or something?
It was something very ice themed, yeah.
Okay, it was
must have been up in Canada.
the Frigid Watch.
I must be up in Canada.
Tundris the Frigid. See, I wrote it down. Tundris the Frigid Watch.
I knew you would. You
nice. I love how this ties in
Dino's
so well to the actual game you guys played in D&D, right?
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
That's got to be up in Canada. All right, cool.
Nice. All right, so flashing forward, you got the van all set. You've got. Does anybody have a line? Any contacts you might be able to? Do you look the part? Anybody? Disguise skills, contacts that might help with that.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll try to.
I got a pawnbroker or a corporate wage slave. I don't think
I've got a coyote and a talismonger.
Sorry, what was that, Gordon?
I have, for context, there's a coyote and a talismonger.
Neither of those will help, but if you do have smuggling issues, you can talk to the coyote.
Coyote for the human smuggling.
You could just go through a fixer to try and get you something.
Fixer. Yeah, I've got a fixer. Shadow service, so I'm just going to try to get some
sharps. Do you have any contacts that might help with that?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No contacts right so far. Apparently, Chummo said cost karma, and I had already used all my karma. So.
I don't need to know anybody. I didn't need to kill anybody. All right, so anybody who wants to make a call to a fixer or somebody who can help you look the part, go for it.
I'm gonna call. I'll call one of my contacts up. I'm gonna call up the prawn broker, Jerry Butowski. Right. Jerry Burkowski.
Burkowski. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And see if he's keen on anybody that's got some extra overalls in the appropriate sizes.
What's up, homie?
Hey, I'm in need of a few repair overalls, little logos.
Do you need them with bloodstains or without?
Preferably without.
I can rig it up with. I can do 3 without.
Only 3 without?
Well, if you don't mind some bloodstains, I could probably ring you up with a couple. Yeah, I can get you a total of 7 if you not too picky.
Well, I don't need that many. Give me one that's my size and some average human size. I want to take a look around the room. Is everybody of average human size, or is anybody taller or shorter than they normally should be?
I'm a little bit tall for someone from Rokugan.
Mm-hmm.
Average in every way.
They're within the range of average, though.
So between 5'6" and 5'10", with the exception of Sharps, who's 6 foot.
I'm probably not going to be going inside the building.
Yeah, you're probably going to be out in the trees.
Am I?
Okay.
You might want to just stay outside. I think that's another conversation that we want to have. Is just the okay, we have a way in.
You got 3 better pairs, including one of the trolls,
and we need to know how we're getting out of the building, right?
Well, I figured that Bliss would help us with any of the cameras and systems on the way and directions to get to the office.
I can do that from outside. I can.
She doesn't even have to leave the hotel room.
Yeah. So you do that from
However,
outside, and then
hacking the inner circle will be a lot harder unless you're on site.
Yeah,
right.
We leave her in the van, but no one ever has to see her.
This is true.
Stay in the van. Can we have somewhere in the van I can be where I can
be out of sight?
So some tarps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We got lots of random whatever supplies. Don't question it.
All right, Jerry. I tell you what. Let me go ahead and get a coverall at least of my size, and let's get. Let's say 3 human-sized coveralls there.
Yeah, I can do that. One of them's gonna have a slight problem, but the rest will be fine. It's just
Please
a little
define
bloodstain.
slight problem.
A little bloodstain. No big deal. Just in the back.
All right. Well, we'll go with that. We can tie it in. All right. How much you running for this?
Well, it's a bit of a rush job, so if you need any specific patches on them, I can sew them on. Get my kit around here. Pulls out a little sewing kit. That'll probably I can probably have those ready for you by a day's end if you want. And I'm gonna run you, let's say 40 apiece.
Deal.
Awesome. All right.
We can do that. You want me to come by and pick them up?
Yeah, sure. You know the gate. You know the code for the gate, and just make it make it the usual.
Standard way then.
Yeah, cred stick. You know the deal. Hey.
All right.
And you're looking at you. I got a good line on. I got a good line on the horse. You like the ponies, yeah?
I know you like them.
Yeah, man.
Which one are you looking at?
Hey, the King's Gambit. I'm doing real bad. Had an injury, but I got a word that it's gonna come through. You want a little piece of the action?
Don't blow your full load. No, I'm I'm working on trying to get, have something to have a piece of the action. I have nothing right now, but I'm getting some scratch together to drop you for the uniforms at least. And then maybe after that's done, then.
All right. I won't put you down for that, but that's fair. All right. You know me. See you.
Next time. All right. And click out.
All right, so you've got a line on at least some coveralls, and if you want, you can have a generic kind of logo stitch on them.
Yeah, well, you can get a generic logo. 40 a pop, so 4 of us, so that's 160. Anybody wants to throw in for that?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I'll throw it in.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm fine splitting if that's what you're saying.
All right, so all of them, so we go with Kiyomar and Mix have a good one. You have a good one, Dino, and Sharps. You've got a bland, basic coveralls, just if you need them. And Bliss, you've got one that's okay, but it's got a stain on the underneath the right arm that's probably, a good half a foot in diameter from some kind of wound that somebody bled into. Didn't come out in the wash, but
I'm gonna be the van anyway.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so unless there's any other legwork you guys want to do.
I mean, we certainly have a discussion about what we're okay, once we're in there, we still need to get to the office, what's that's like, Bliss gives us all that information. We'll figure it out in flashback. Let's go.
Absolutely. So you guys jump in the van, you hightail it over towards this mansion. You pull up to the main front gate, and
did swing by and pick up the uniforms, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We already did that, yeah.
Okay.
You grab those, no problem.
Just
you
making
gear up,
sure.
and you're in the. You can load whatever you want in the back of the van. You guys start making your way over.
I have nothing.
Mages, am I right? Shamans, they just wing it.
You're gonna need wire and stuff, wires and
Tools.
fires and.
Yeah, we got some.
Oh,
Stuff that looks right.
Well, you're probably going to be dropping me off at on the side of the road
At the
that I can
perimeter.
set up. So, yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to go to my car, my car, go to the smuggling compartment and pull out a long case. I will tell you guys. I forgot to tell you. There's 2 rules with me. This is Shasa. Don't touch her. Second rule. Don't touch her. That's all.
There's no rule 3?
No.
nice.
I feel that we need a rule 3. Obey 1 and 2?
Okay, rule 3. Don't touch my gun.
That's fair.
Wouldn't know what to do with it even if I did.
So you guys are loading up into the van. As you're just getting in, you've paid the motel. You're checking. You go to check out, and you see the person, the guy is just sitting there his eyes are open, but he's nodding as if he's asleep. And then he kind of clues in and kind of looks at you. He's like, "Hey, chummer, you going?" Hi. Yeah.
We're gonna be heading out for a bit.
Great. Just leave the card thing. Ugh. And he puts his
Yep.
head down. You see an old toolkit sitting in the corner as well, and an old lunch and stuff.
Really? And just as I casually walk out, when he slumps to the side there, just kind of grab the box and just walk out the door with it.
Oh, nice. He doesn't seem to. If he noticed at all, he doesn't seem to react. And you throw it in the back of the van, and you hop in.
He had lunch there. What kind of lunch did he have there?
A bag lunch. It's greasy.
Yoink.
Can't get. You go back in for the yoink.
No, I grabbed that and the lunch.
Nice. So you
box in one hand, lunch in the other.
You grab
I got
them
food
both.
on the way.
Hop in the van. All right. So you guys are making your way to the perimeter. Now,
Who's driving?
Mix.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask if anyone's a better driver than me, because I can. I definitely did take the stats, but.
What stats do you need for that?
Reaction plus
pilot
ground.
groundcraft.
Yeah, it's a don't go, so.
I got 5.
Oh, that's great. I have pretty low skill. I have just okay actual stats to make up for it. But
Okay.
I don't am expecting like rolling dice here necessarily, so maybe.
But you are also
I'll
the talker, so
yeah.
Why don't you be the driver for now, Mix, and everybody
Yeah.
else is loaded in. All right, so you guys get
If something
close.
happens that we need to like, getaway vehicle, you can drive that time.
I do not drive metal chariots.
Metal chair. Okay.
So you guys pull up. You're making your way through
Not
to
arguing.
Shnomish. You go up the. Doesn't seem to be any problems along the way. You pull up to the gate. It would probably be best if you get inside the perimeter there, Sharps, before you dismount, as it were. But otherwise, at the gate, you roll up, and there's two guards in the gate. One stays inside, the other one kind of motions you forward, and motions you to stop. It's a big, like, almost 20-foot tall fence, and actually this one at this section is actually privacy screened as well. It's not just a standard mesh fence. And the gate itself is these iron the metal plasticrete slats that are probably about almost 1.5 feet wide each from top to bottom. And then there's a little guard post on the left, and you pull up and
Christ, opulent is an understatement.
oh yeah, and one of the guards comes walking up to you at the window there, Mix, kind of taps on the window.
Yeah, bring it down.
Hi, can I help you?
We're here for the furnace. Here we are, furnaces. So
He eyeballs
I
you.
give them what their account number would be. I think that would be a reasonable thing to be like, this is your account number on file with us.
Sure
You're
thing.
legit.
I'm gonna have to run it. Can I have your sin?
Sure. I should probably have a sim.
I whisper
Yes,
loudly
you
from
should,
the back.
sir.
Make sure you get his signature.
That's right. Yes, very good. So I did not purchase Sin because I wanted to talk about that first before we went live, so we didn't. So I can just purchase one now, or I was thinking that I wasn't sure if that was something that would.
Yeah, you would have a pre-purchased fake sin. But since it's happening now, I'm gonna make you
associated or not. No.
No, that's fine. How about I make you roll a d6, and that'll be the rating of your. Actually, let's be nice. Let's be nice. It's gonna be.
He sounds pretty nice to me.
Okay. How about this? With big risk comes big reward. You can roll
double check the numbers. I don't remember how sin costs.
I'd like to be bitching about this job in the back.
Yep. So you can roll either 1d6 and add 2, or you can with a max of 6, or you can roll 2d6 and a max of 6. Either way, the max rating is going to be 6.
I don't think the ratings even go that high.
No, it's the highest rating is 6.
Oh,
so
great.
just roll a 1d6 for me. That'll be how many. What the rating of your sin?
Yeah.
This could go really badly,
1d6,
really great.
The plus 2.
No, just 1d6. We'll leave it up to the
All right,
dice.
nice. That is not. I need to put an R in there. All right. Give me that 1. Pew 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 pew.
Roll 28, you Darcy. Oh.
What? They love me. What are you talking about?
Well, rating 3 is average, so.
Well, he's got one that's really awful. It could have been a free rating 6, so that's where the benefit was. But he's got a rating 1. He gives this guy a business card that you printed on your own home inkjet printer, and it says Jerry's Furnaces, which doesn't even match what's on the side of the van. All right. So they go to run it.
On the side of the van.
No, not with the rating 1, it doesn't. All right.
You guys want this furnace fixed or not, man?
All right. Oh my God. He slots it in his little clipboard thing and runs it through, and there's this little whirring sound for a second, and bleep, little green light on the top. Meat beat.
No hits.
He got 1 hit.
Thank you.
But he needed to surpass the rating.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Thank you.
It says run it again, and then go ahead and roll a con check. This would be a perfect time for fast talk. It basically comes up as
totally.
yellow.
Now you do
ask
fast
more
talk.
questions.
Right.
Instructions for guard.
And
Please ask more questions.
This is where
I don't
fast talk
personally
comes in.
have an idea of what I'm saying, but I'm sure I say something brilliant. I get 3 on that. Yeah, just 3 hits.
Nice.
I say
All right.
just like that's low. 3 is like actually a decent amount.
He's like, anything other than this thing can prove who you are?
I get in there, right? Soon we got a schedule to keep, and if I'm not mistaken, you're not even supposed to ask for mice in,
We're
this
gonna be late.
company that you're looking at. Yeah, they're right. We're gonna be late. We got to get going. Can I get your number for the?
Wait,
For when I'm
hold
from
on.
our
No,
later?
you don't have to go. Look, Greg will have my ass. All right. How long are you guys going to be?
It depends on the problem. I think my voice changed. Crap.
That's good. Suddenly you're Minnesotan.
Yeah.
You want to rob this
No,
place,
that's
just a
like
reminder.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, good day. We need to get a initial overview before we even know what we're doing. For all we know, we're going to have to come back tomorrow.
All
Probably
right.
not, but,
All right. Just go. Make sure you sign out when you go. All right. The massive gate opens up in front of you.
Brilliant.
You drive on through.
Right.
You're in. All right. You pull over at one point, and Sharps, you want to do a stealth check for me.
Finding it through all these skills. Alright, because I'm running wireless, it would be a modifier of 2.
Nice.
Whew. Yikes. Yeah, that's 4. So just the van slows down. The side door opens just wide enough. Out you go into the ditch and into what used to be the old irrigation, but they're not run as such. They just basically mow it to just keep sight lines, but they don't even do a great job because there's lots of low sections. So you have no problem just getting in there, and you're in the field now, sir. And you're pretty certain that they would not have seen you. All right, so the rest of you can pull right up to the front gate, and actually, at one point, out walks this guy. And he's wearing a guard uniform. He waves you down. You recognize him from the footage. This is the guard, Greg. Hey, sorry. Can I get you guys to park around back?
Oh, no trouble. Yeah, wherever you need us. Just make sure you point us in the right direction once we're out. And
All
I'll
right.
drive around. Sure.
Yeah, he shows you around to the side. And
how much do we see that we didn't already know when we're here with real vision?
Not
I
too.
we had camera access before, right? So we had most of it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not too much more. You have a pretty good idea. The perimeter is well gardened, as it were, and you definitely get the impression that it's well kept. And other than that, it's pretty standard stuff.
Great.
You open up.
We drive past the Hellhound?
No,
how freaked out should I be?
They're busy doing the external perimeter, so you guys get a real close look around the place. And it all seems pretty clear right now. At the back, you see these kind of a column section, and there's a way up at the top of the map here. A picture kind of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house, except even more opulent. It's about 2 or 3 times the size.
Sure.
Massive pillars you can pull right into this little atrium here, and the the doorways open up to go inside. You're still in your van, but you can tell that there's this massive wraparound staircase. This would be an area where they would have like garden parties and such. And the guard kind of waves you through and says, all right, so just through here, you're gonna have to take you down into the machinery room. Thank God you're here. It's been freezing couple days. So he's standing just outside of the
problem and make it tick.
All right, so he can see two of you. That would be Mix and I'm assuming, Dino. The rest of you are in the back. And he appears to be waiting for you just outside the door.
Toolbox and wander out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab, or just like before Dino walks out, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna come with, because when I go online, I want to be with you, with one of you, so that I'm not just out here by myself.
Come on, noob.
Is there any gear we know we're leaving behind? Like, I know I'm not wearing my normal armor because that's not going to be able to be worn in this situation, for example.
Well, you should be able to wear it with the coveralls. You should be able to wear at least some armor clothing underneath it.
I mean, I guess I could maybe pick up something else. Yeah, that's true.
Have armored shirt, pants, boots, or whatnot, and just throw the coveralls over the top of it. Should be fine.
Yeah, that's probably right. I'd have to take a look at I bought something between now and then.
Yeah.
Probably a lower rating, but yeah, that makes sense. I'm not wearing my auctioneer business clothes.
Yeah, you'll be wanting simple armor clothing.
Yeah.
And armor clothing essentially in Shadowrun is essentially think of it like normal pants, shirts, or whatnot.
Yeah, it's just got Kevlar weave or whatever.
Yeah, they got a Kevlar weave to it. It gives you about 6 points of armor.
Cool. So
you're not completely naked under the coveralls or what.
Yeah, exactly. Great. All right, so you guys are
the cost.
All right, you guys are get basically free entrance into the back there, but the guard is staying with you. You're right in this back section right there. So the three of you hop out.
Yeah.
All right. He opens up his slot, kind of waves his the back of his wrist where there's this data pad there, and he kind of waves that at the door.
When we get in, I'll be like, you do know she's got to go. She's going to go handle the thermostat. We're going to go and take care of the furnace itself, and she's going to run the software update.
I prefer if you guys stay together.
Or we can be here for 3 times as longer because we got to stay together.
All right, fine.
Hey, it's your house, boss.
Yeah. You think I can afford a place like this? All right.
Well, I don't see the owners around, so technically speaking, you are, in possession of this house.
Nice.
Look, I just want to get this done, man. I got stuff to do.
All right, fine. Tell you what. You, and he points to Bliss. It's just in there on the left. Please don't touch anything other than it. And he motions you over towards I can ping it on the map if you like.
Of course I have to touch the thermostat. I'm updating it.
Well, yeah.
Come on, man. This ain't her first rodeo. She may be new, but she's done this stuff before.
So this little spot right here is where the thermostat is controlled from. Room 6, which is when you go inside, it just... in fact, I want you all to roll composure.
Crap.
It is willpower plus charisma, if I remember correctly. It's to basically stop yourself from having the reaction of
wow.
I mean, you can always lean into it. It's not something that's that
true.
Much of a surprise, right? It's oh no, they were impressed by the thing that's supposed to be impressive.
Yeah, there are these suspended stairways winding up and past these multi-story windows. This is essentially a place to wow
Apparently
guests.
Apparently, a quick place.
So
Nice.
since I've already been set up, that I'm newbie,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lean on into that.
You're just
Just
you're just aghast at the opulence of this place. There's like a check-in counter / bar and a coat check on the left. Then as you're just scanning this, it looks like real wood floors. These staircases winding their way up don't appear to have any columns or supports. It's just this lattice work, beautiful. On both sides, you can see through in what section is called 12. You can see these boardrooms / meeting rooms / dining rooms. And it's mirrored on each side. It's basically symmetrical. In different, and the staircases wrap around like almost like butterfly wings wrapping around against the windows and going up to the second and potentially even higher floors. The whole thing is 3 stories up and at least 1 story down. Ahead of you, behind you is ahead of you where number 10 is is kind of a main kitchen area, and you can see these little drones just all kind of tucked in little bays, like serving drones and waiter stations, but all of that's sitting empty right now. From seeing the layout, there's a couple of lovely little offices and dens just off to the left and to the right from that, and there are cameras kind of wherever there's a camera. They actually face both directions, just so you know. So there are cameras, except it does appear that one of these lounges does not have cameras in it. And you know that from, there's a couple of, like, anywhere that's considered an office, for some reason doesn't have cameras in it, but there are cameras in the hallways around it. So the guard kind of motions you over Bliss and kind of motions to the other two, wait here for a sec, and starts walking her over to where...
Right here?
Yes, I'll be right back. He goes walking
Right
through
here.
and sets... keys a fob to open the door, and you're in this small, kind of a more industrial room compared to the rest. It's amongst other things in storage and coat room and all of this, it's also kind of got a data terminal where you can have access to the thermostat. It's like, all right.
Oh, that's my dream.
Sorry?
That's my dream. I'm happy there.
Nice. So you are right there. And then he motions to the dining room nearby, and you see this thing. Even when it's not set, it's got a bunch of stuff on the tables and like beautiful centerpieces, and you can do a perception check for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Or
Bliss.
Okay. And what is perception?
Intuition
would be...
plus perception skill.
Okay, not so good, but I'll try. Whoops, wrong tab. I gotta go in the right tab.
I don't know if you can see it now, but Gemini, I got your face up. Thank you, Darcy, for doing the
art. 2 successes.
Okay, nice. So you definitely can see that. You think that those candlesticks that are on the table in the dining room just there, those might be real silver, which would mean real expensive. Just so you know.
Just like that money, real silver. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Otherwise, the whole place is pretty much devoid of people right now. The guard kind of leaves you there, walks back and meets up with the other two, and he then takes you around. If you follow my pinging, actually here, why don't I just drop an icon of the party somewhere here? 1 sec. Who wants to be? Where?
Will.
Here, drop an icon so I can keep track of where you are. I'll shrink it down. There we go.
The hell
Nice.
is mine? I still don't have one. The hell? Oh. I don't know where my icon went. Yeah, good enough.
No, that's going to be not you. Not you. I'll grab it for you. Just a sec. control of it too. I think this was going to be you.
There we go.
All right. So the guard brings you down this way, motioning for you to follow. Walking through the opulent 10-foot wide hallways, and it's beautiful and opulent, but it actually has a nice kind of cozy feel to it. And he takes you to the back of what is a large stair and keys a thing. The file pops up and like, all right. And he takes you down below, which isn't that massive a room. There's kind of nondescript hallways down here. Storage A, B on various sides. And he takes you down to Mechanical's room, which essentially puts you directly underneath right here. I don't have a floor plan for that, but you're in a small hallway beneath what would be the kitchen. And you can see there is some, there is actually a small storage.
Why do I have a feeling
cargo
I'm
elevator,
like the biggest person in this hallway that nobody can get by me, and I got to be the one that's tuck myself in there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you managed to, like, it's a 10-foot wide hallway, and you're probably about 5 foot wide.
I'm 8 feet tall.
Yeah, you're probably about 5 feet wide at the shoulder, or not quite that wide, maybe 4.5. So you can get through, but yeah, it's tight down here, and the guard kind of shows you, all right, there you go. And he points towards the furnace and in the Mechanical's room. And this thing it's not like your little house furnace. This is a wall of mechanical stuff. I don't know how mechanical either of you are.
Goody.
It is very industrial.
This is like the model 1300, isn't it? He should have updated to at least a 16, but I guess he decided to skimp out on something.
All right, can I get you to go ahead and roll a con check?
I'm gonna try. This is not gonna work. Let's see here.
Mix is standing with you, watching you. Stick your foot right in your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an interesting point, right? Like, I can't use leadership for this. I didn't direct you, but I can help you with it, right?
Yeah.
I can support your claim and do a normal helping test.
Sure, go ahead.
So that would be rolling the
That'll be
skill
your
that
con.
you would normally be rolling.
Yeah, you'll roll
My
your
con.
con, and then he can take successes as extra dice.
So if I don't have any points, in con, it's essentially base attribute -1, correct?
That's it.
Right,
That is
you get
correct.
+4 dice from.
Ooh.
Well, wait. If you don't have any, you can't.
I mean, I'll
Technically,
allow
you
the
can't
help in this
add
case. In this case, I will totally
help
allow the
to
help.
us. Okay.
You wouldn't be able to go over his
So, like-
attribute. Let's say that. What's your charisma attribute?
It's a weird rule, right? The point of it is
My
that
charisma is friggin' 3. Oh
Okay.
no, 4.
Okay, so you can add up to 4 dice then.
3 dice.
So that's fair.
Oh, I
So
can
you'll be
add 4
rolling
more.
3 dice, but you can add 4 more dice.
I got 1 hit.
And this guy, because of corroborating evidence and everything, he doesn't seem to be suspicious right now. So he's got some negatives on his dice pool and rolls a 1 hit and a glitch. So he's just like, yeah. And he points to the sign that's right behind your head that says 1700 SE. And he's like, this is a 1700 SE. What did you say?
I said 1400, but let me tell you something. Here's the big difference. And I start rambling about. You see how this ventilation tube pumps into
And you
the
can
furnace right
see
here, and
his
the export
eyes.
goes out this way. Plus,
And
with the
as he
exhaust
exhales,
that comes through this way.
you can see your breath in here almost. Like it's quite cold. And he's just like, okay, sure. You guys do your thing. I'll be just out here. And he kind of takes a step out of the main room and kind of stands in
You're
the
gonna
hall.
want to leave us for
zips
a
up
while.
the
This could
scope.
take.
This is going to take a
all
little bit.
afternoon.
And I grab like
All right.
thin snips and start cutting into the actual ducting.
I thought you were just gonna start. Yeah.
Amazing.
And
He's
just
like,
go snip.
And he's like, all right, fine. Hold on 1 second. He taps his pan for a few seconds, and then he goes, I need you to hold your pan up. 'Cause I'm gonna issue you local license so that the security system doesn't flag you if you stay in this zone.
Okay, cool. I pop my comm link and bleep
Taps
it.
the back of it, near field communication, bloop. So your pan is allowed within this certain access, and it'll warn you when you leave that access. And he does the same for Mix.
And
Warn us when we leave the access?
And I set my comm link.
It'll warn you
on the,
and it'll probably alert them when you leave this.
Right. Yeah.
Like you are cleared for this.
Set your comm link in the toolbox.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
But do I have access to what he just did?
She goes through my comm link. She can.
Yeah, you would actually have that.
Change it.
Maybe. You're gonna need to get in the system again. Speaking of which, why don't we have you roll that? This is, by the way, not what I had planned for this run, but I'm happy with it.
It never goes how you think it's going to go.
First thing I want to do is see if there's any cams down here, or do we already know that, right? Probably.
There's cameras in the stairs.
Is Sharps an ice cube yet?
It's getting fun, guys, but I have to...
Yeah, it's getting a bit late.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is where this run ends. And the next time we do it, we spend the 3 hours on the one fight. Right?
Exactly.
That's kind of how Shadowrun works.
That's how Shadowrun works.
Of the
100%.
Pretty much. You can find under the office and like drill up to it or something stupid like that.
All right.
That was actually a thought of mine.
You brought grenades.
Did you bring grenades?
Oh. Sharp's got them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next time on Shadowrun, your target is over in the second floor, and you will see it on the map. I'll drag you over there. You can take a peek. You can do some basic planning. We're pretty much out of time for tonight, but we will come back or not. It depends on whether we get everybody back together again. You have definitely done a lot of legwork, which, again, was not actually my plan. But hey, I'm happy to see where this goes. Your target is marked with a red X. All right, you can all see that. Yeah, so you're in the building. You have access, but you do have to take care of some guards. So we'll see what happens next time when you come back to Shadowrun. Dear God, this place is opulent. So, any parting ideas? Just run upstairs, grab it, and leave?
I think we planned some extraction method. I don't know
Smash
what
and
it is
grab.
yet, but I know our characters did.
You're going to spend a plot point in advance to make a leaving plan? What is this? Professional Shadowrun?
I wanted. Yeah, exactly. We definitely planned something. Just want to jump to the action.
We're always professionals.
Absolutely.
So much time on planning already.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
And I was just about to say, as a professional, I'm waiting for that next suit to drop. For something to go wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about. A
Shadowrun your
Shadowrun
job.
with nothing wrong? All right.
You're the one who sees the like general walk in, like drive in, and you're like, oh, will the family show up?
Just because you mentioned it and you spent some time with the plan. Before we wrap, I'm just going to point out that red X is directly above this small storagey type room, number 6. The kind of mirror of what Bela is currently, or Bliss is currently in. So, in theory, your through the floor thing might actually work. Just floating that idea. All right. I think that's it for me tonight. It's coming up on 1 o'clock. Hopefully with all the technical stuff, we can jump a little bit more into it next time. We will come back another time. Maybe even in a week, give or take. I don't know what everybody... What do you guys... Wait, I think the computer system as Bliss taps into the thermostat, looks at her and says...
What are you doing? New Year's Eve.
With our Technomancer.
Call me.
I'm warming up, sweetheart.
Absolutely. All right, we need a title name for our episode. Anybody want to share? I mean, that might be it. I'm warming you up, baby.
There you go.
We're just warming up.
We're just warming
That's
up.
basically what this is, right?
Yeah.
Just
This
warming
is a
up.
warm-up phase.
This is just 4 hours of foreplay. Actually, don't know how long we've been
SideQuests
streaming
Live
for.
said, just warming it up.
Oh boy, that's just
You
well,
okay,
it's,
Bella?
it's pretty.
Out, people. No, I'm just kidding. I love hanging out with you folks.
All right, thanks very much, and thanks Yowfin and Gemini for jumping in. Sorry you didn't get to murder anything yet, Gemini, but we'll see what happens next
They'll
time.
have plenty of time on my game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I hope you enjoyed the chance to play.
If when things go wrong, there'll be targets of opportunity along the way.
Absolutely. And Kumar is sitting in the van, keeping an eye on things. I like it. So we'll be able to come back to this, hopefully in a week, and we'll figure it out.
Oh, I thought Kumar was
No.
with us. Kumar out with us. I
Oh,
don't
did
know
he?
why you said.
Yeah,
I thought he stayed in the
Yeah,
van.
he was. No,
why
he's
would
with
I?
with the three of us. In
I'm the
in
break
this
and
room.
enter expert.
Yeah.
Why would I stay in the van?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Kim was
All right,
extra sneaky.
We'll
Not
retcon
even
that.
GM saw him.
Yeah, the GM. Yeah, exactly.
She stuck
Gordon,
past the
how did you get in my basement?
Just showed up.
All right, thanks everybody, and we'll be back. Be back soon. Watch the Instagrams, and hopefully in about a week. And we also have a regular D&D game as well going on. So, and now that we've all got characters, hopefully next time will be a nice quick throwdown. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, internet, and as always, don't forget to check out our. If you want any of the backlog, we've got podcasts, we've got YouTube. Thanks so much for the follows and the sub. Big love there. Thanks so much to Sarah Fabriel and also Hexadecker for dropping by and sharing the game with us, and everybody else who's watching this after the fact or listening after the fact. Happy holidays. All right, everybody here, happy holidays. I'll see you
happy
hopefully
holidays.
before the new year. But
Humbug.
I'm just damn happy to be putting 2020 in the rear view. Holy crap. I mean, I think we're all about ready to be
count
like,
your chickens before they catch, man.
Yeah, good luck.
take a
with that.
walk 2020. You need to just. Oh, then again, who knows what 2021 will bring you, because 2080 is going to be filled with dystopian cyberpunk fantasy futures. I'm telling you.
Yeah, all downhill till we get to Cyberpunk from here. That's the.
Don't
that's the
forget,
road we're on.
Mad Max happened in 2021. Just
Yeah,
saying.
man. And you know, Mel Gibson's down there, and you know he's gonna be crazy. I picture he's not gonna be Mad Max anymore. He's gonna be the dude wearing the like Hannibal Lecter mask strapped to the front of one of these vehicles. Just
I was thinking he's gonna be Toe Cutter, but okay.
witness me. All right. Anyway, we're getting silly now, so we're gonna call it a night. Thanks very much for coming. Thanks very much for playing, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves, and happy holidays. And I'm gonna go find me some spiked eggnog. Cheers, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah.
I think so.
Still there?
They can hear it? Can they hear us? Can they hear us? Really?
They can't hear
Neither
me,
you
but they can hear
nor any
you.
other influence short of the hand of God himself is going to keep this thing from going off without a hitch.
Nice. Alright, I don't even know how to stop the audio feed because I had to rewire stuff. So. Nope, no idea. Maybe this.
Well.
Doesn't matter. I'll just
I
say
think-
goodnight.
Oh, hi, if people can hear me, go watch my VOD of Digital Love Story. I did that on like Saturday. It was great. Love that
Nice.
game.
That's awesome. Digital love story to go with our Technomancer.
Yeah. You hack into a BBS board called the Gibson. It's excellent.
Miss Bella's never going to live that down.
Technology has needs too, alright?
I am so goddamn.
By your command.
Like, digital love story is literally about romancing an AI. Like, that is just actually true.
This week a furnace, next week a toaster.
That's electrifying.
Oh.
Keep it classy. Oh yeah.
Oh man. Too funny. We gotta do this all the way through the credits.
Well, it was, really good playing first time with both Yowfin and Gemini. It was a really good time riffing off with you, Yowfin.
And I'm glad somebody knows the rules.
Good stuff there.
Oh, I still get confused a lot, and Zach's brother Varath, he's also a player in my game. We refer to him as our rules defender.
Nice.
So if I fuck something up, we go to him and be like, "What's the ruling on that?"
Well, I figure
the big thing is like have a ruling. It doesn't matter what the rules are.
Well, it's a matter
story.
of at least follow that too. But it's also it makes it fair for everybody, so to speak.
Totally,
so if I'm in the wrong, and it keeps things even for everybody else.
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty much to keep everyone on the same page. Is how we
Sometimes give people ideas of like what's possible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's helpful
And if-
tonight. That was really helpful tonight,
Oh, yeah.
having those suggestions, because having that I don't play this game, I'm more D&D.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
jumped into the deep end
There's-
with
you jumped
Technomancer.
into way deep in with the Technomancer, Techromancer.
Join me in the deep end.
Yeah.
Because in reality, Technomancers have to hide in the world.
Yeah.
They literally they don't need a comm link, they don't need a deck, but they carry them around just so they can at least play off the fact that, yeah, I'm just a regular decker, no big deal, you know. And,
Because they don't want to be hunted.
and they're headhunted by corpse. Corpse
They're
one of
headhunted
them, all of
also.
them.
kind of what happened to her.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's why I think when we were developing it, and again, I looked for that broadcast, and I couldn't find it. But we did talk about that, and one of the reasons that she went with this particular faction was because they could protect her.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of them do. They'll cluster into different places or whatnot. I think, well, there was in canon, there was an incident out in Vegas that started with some Technomancers, and they got killed by the police. Protest went sideways. It was a interesting read. But I think a lot of them hang around Denver because Ghostwalker pretty much protects them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
probably
probably
advise that.
And there's some corporations that if they can get away with it, they do have human experimentations on Technomancers.
Evo.
I believe it was in the supplemental book Kill Code. They actually have some gear in there that are actually against Technomancers that can really mess them up.
Well, and unlike with a deck, when you do these things with a deck, your deck might get fried. But when you're doing it with your body and your soul, your body and soul can be fried. So it's high risk, high reward.
Easily, yeah, I mean, you can bypass a lot of stuff as a Technomancer, whereas a decker has to make the rolls and the checks or whatnot, and a Technomancer just essentially just walks on through the door while decker's looking for the fucking keys.
Yeah, they're like trying all these things, and she just waves her hand and walks on through.
Also, as a Technomancer, you can actually keep the God score down with God the Overwatch division.
Yeah,
And that's usually where
Overwatch
Overwatch
division.
screwed.
Yeah. That's the one thing when we talk about, great, God's involved. God is Grid Overwatch Division. They are actually a part of the corporate court that overwatches the entire Matrix. and when your Overwatch score hits like 40, they're automatically alerted and they're starting to bear down on your position. And then when they find you, they F you up.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Is that why I have the you get
that's
static veil?
Yeah,
that's your bread and butter.
Because like I didn't think about it until you brought it up, but like doing that extended test, being there hours at a time, like you couldn't do that as a decker.
No, you can't.
Not easily. Yeah.
I think it's every
unless you had a high
your
sleaze.
Overwatch goes automatically up.
Yeah.
It's actually
There's-
less than that.
I've actually heard of some groups having Technomancers and a Decker, a Technomancer and a Decker, because the Technomancer can actually keep the Great Overwatch Division's score down, while the Decker does his work.
Yeah, I
The
mean, I can
Decker
imagine.
right off.
Go ahead.
Because the Decker right out of the gate can get some really good gear and some really nice rolls. Technomancer has to work a little bit harder with Karma to get up to a Decker's
Sarah Fabriel
maximum level.
said,
Yeah, because
Laughing
essentially
face.
a Decker bases off cash, a Technomancer bases off karma.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
I
why
suppose it would be
SideQuests
interesting to do
Live
a game with, like
said,
you've got your different people.
Thanks
who are
very
working
much
together
for
in the
dropping
fight,
by and joining us.
Multiple people working together in the Matrix. That
I did it. I ran a game with everybody
Help
as
each
a
other.
Decker once.
Interesting.
That was different.
Sarah
Everybody kind of
Fabriel
specialized in one different
said,
form or another.
Yes,
that's what happens,
for real,
right? The Decker
LOL.
the Decker goes, okay, I'm gonna do this
Sarah
thing. And we're
Fabriel
like, awesome, great.
said,
Good luck. I hope you
XD.
can do it because
We'll be
we got
over
one
here.
shot at this. Yeah. You can't do it. I guess we'll just come up with a different plan. Like,
Well, we had one incident where they were able to go after the spider. Chumley got a hold of him. Chumley's our troll in our group. And he cleaved into the guy. And he had one of those decks that actually is mounted in the head.
Oh.
That I wasn't paying attention to. And he pretty much ripped it out of the skull of the guy going, I found you a new deck. And our Decker was just like shaking it off. Great. This will work. This is great.
Just
Right
like,
off.
clear off the goo. Get it installed.
But and it was Varath is playing our Decker, and he's had a hell of a time because he's got to constantly update his stuff for all the how difficult it can get.
yeah.
So it's like it started out because Deckers are limited by the device rating of their deck, the DR. And the smaller the DR, the less you can actually do with it. And when you start building up the device ratings, then you can really pull off some interesting shit on the Matrix as a Decker.
Yeah,
the boss. Not so much.
Yeah, the decks, the best deck that you can actually get is about 1,100,000 New Yen. That's
Sarah Fabriel
It's a
That's-
Fairlight
said,
Caliban,
Dot.
Fairlight Caliban, I think.
I think it was like an Excalibur or something.
Yeah.
But either way, decking is complicated.
It's so complicated. The rules, even with the errata in the 5th edition,
And even with me just waving hands.
Oh, dude, you have no idea how much I hand wave a lot of that crap. That's why it's like I use that website that I gave you.
Yeah, it's a good
I
website.
feel like you
And
gotta,
you-
unless you're doing like, an actual game where everyone's working together to run. You've got to just be like, okay, make a hack roll. We did it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I always
much.
go, if you make at least 3 net hits over you're against the host, those are marks.
Mhm.
So it's less rolls for one, and you can just say like if Bela rolled like 10 hits again, like she was going after another host, and they rolled 6. Those 4 net hits turns into 3 marks, and she's in the system, and it's over and done with. And then you go on to the next step.
Yeah, that does speed things up. Yeah, I thought today was pretty good though.
Okay,
It wasn't
but
too bad.
use
Like you guys were putting time into legwork.
things that
yeah,
we tried.
right.
The other thing I posted on the Discord is called a Shadowrun Mob Master.
Nice.
What this
I
does
did
is
link
you
that
can
to.
generate. Yeah, you can generate an NPC or even a group of NPCs. You can select what professional rating they are. You can add a lieutenant, you can add a decker, you can add a mage to it.
Nice.
And you can generate in a complete group on who you're dealing with right off the bat.
Very cool.
Yeah, it seems great. I was thinking about contact stats, basically, like mechanically, and I was like, that I'm not making a whole second character. How's that work?
The GM that would have to be making.
Yeah, the GM will have a stroke.
That's why under
that's cool.
That's why under Chummer you can actually, when you make your contacts in Chummer, you can just essentially fill in who they are, what they do, that kind of thing, and what their loyalty and connection. The higher the loyalty, the less they'll rat you out. The higher the connection, the more things they can get a hold of you. Because essentially, the GM is essentially rolling like connection dice versus a rating of something. Going, yeah, I can get that for you, or yeah, you're going to have to go talk to this guy.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when I was looking at the rules, it didn't look like you actually rolled the connection rating very often. It was mostly their own stats, which surprised me. So
yeah, that's one of the rules I would say would be better house ruled, because they don't explain a lot about connections, and again, the GM would have to make an entire character in order to
for this person that's not on screen.
Oh, I've made all of the entire Seattle. It's in a binder over here.
Awesome. Yeah.
Just don't skip over Carl.
Striking people off as we kill them. Nice.
Yeah. Running body count.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, Yowfin, are you from Seattle? Because you seem to know it very well.
I lived north of there for a little bit. Destiny, my wife, who's retired from the military, was stationed there for 3 years.
Nice. Okay.
And so we've driven through. I've also.
You spend enough time playing Shadowrun, you're like, oh yeah, Bellevue. I've never been to the West Coast. All right, I'm going to sign off the stream now. Good night, everybody. Ciao.